Junkies. You're watching Cannabis Culture News Live. I don't have a microphone. There it is.
He's not live.
What's up, potheads and political junkies? You don't have a microphone either. We turned them off.
Hi.
There you are.
Hello?
What's going on out there in Pod TV land, everybody? It's another Friday here in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. Me and Johnny Boy. How are you, Johnny? Oh, look, you're looking all slicked up today. Look at it. I like it.
I like this. Hey, check out the shoes.
Oh, nice. Well, they can't see that. Oh, Jesus. He's doing yoga moves here. And
I've been, stretching and yoga.
Have you? Nice.
And exercising and, working on the body. That's what you should do. Like, if you're
Agreed.
Exercise and lots of weed. Right, Al?
I agree.
See?
Alchemist.
Anybody else want to agree with that? There we
firmly
go.
agree with that.
Yeah. I knew he was going to agree with that.
Exercise and weed.
Exercise and weed, and of course a healthy diet.
Al the Alchemist.
McDonald's is not going to go down good if you're
No.
If you're feeling like shit.
Unless
don't
you're
eat
in
McDonald's.
Spain.
Man.
Yeah.
It's different there.
It is different.
Hey, we did that at the same time. It's different.
It is.
It's true. When Al and I were in Spain together, we found
We
out
took
that
a fucking 40-euro cab ride to go get McDonald's.
we did. It was worth it though because we
It
found
was
out
like fucking gourmet burgers there, man. It was different.
not like McDonald's here.
No.
It's a different part of the world. You got to see where you are in different parts of the world. And
They used real beef and it was like thick patties.
It was
Real?
nice.
Real-
It was
yeah.
a real hamburger.
It was super.
proper.
It tasted
mean
like
it
it actually came off a barbecue.
You mean it was kind of like a burger joint?
It was like
It was a burger
It was
joint.
like eating a hamburger at a diner with a fucking flame grill.
I wonder if
Yeah.
they fed those cows weed.
I don't know.
In
Maybe
Spain?
That's why it was so good.
I don't know.
They fed them Spanish rice.
Well, there's a lot of. Let's go back. Maybe they fed them hemp because there's a lot of hemp plants growing in hemp.
Sure, why not?
So let's just say they were eating some forms of cannabinoids.
They fed them the acorn-fed Iberico ham.
Whatever they were
It was
eating,
ham. They were ham-fed horses.
they tasted delicious.
Yeah,
whatever.
it wasn't even cow meat. It was horse meat.
So I forgot
over
to
there.
bring up the chat here. There's the chat.
Hey, guys.
How's it going,
Greetings from
chatters?
Alberta.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is everybody? We got the Yukon. We got hi James.
Yeah, we were a little late starting
Portugal.
today.
Well, you
Just
know what?
getting our
I'm gonna
videos
blame
together.
it on this guy right there.
It was. Oh
I'm
yeah.
kidding. It wasn't him.
I think Alyssa, maybe this mic's a little hot.
Are you hot?
It's just a little on the hot side. It's sweating.
White boy.
Yeah, it's. What's up?
Hot potato.
White boys. That's
I got some
true, yeah.
rollies and they showed up in the mail. I got some other stuff coming out from other people. They sent me up some gifts and these showed up at my door.
White boys rollies.
That made me smile.
Do they burn nice and white? Oh, they have. What's this shit all over
They're
them?
brand new.
Oh, I see. I thought this was actually an actual rollie. I was like, don't
I was
smoke
like-
that paper.
I was gonna say let's give them away on the TV show, but I guess you like.
Oh,
open
there
it.
you go.
I guess they're jars now.
Sorry, they look nice.
Yeah, let's try it out.
Do it, roll one.
I don't know. I'm just playing.
There's
guys.
the chatters, and now we have our
They're thin.
Pot TV.
What kind
YouTube
of rolly
chat
paper
up
do
as
you
well.
guys use out there?
Or,
I
I mean,
use
YouTube
pure hemp.
and
I've used
Facebook.
Gringo. I've used all kinds of different rollies from Zigzag and everything. But I mean, really, what's your favorite rollie there, Al?
I gotta say now,
Brian-
my
Brian-
favorite rollie now is the pure hemp unbleached.
There you go.
I
See?
do like the pure hemps. They
I
are
do
very
pure hemp.
nice.
Very nice.
I literally switched to pure hemp unbleached.
I used to
I
use
just-
the raw, but then I kind of
really-
went sour on the raw.
I
They
really
weren't
like
burning
just
that good.
regular white zigzags, to be honest. And I know it's terrible
Yeah,
and they're full of all kinds of
terrible?
stuff, but I really like burning in them.
See, I used to.
Have you ever
use
tried a
the,
white boy rollie?
I used to use the zigzag. They're like the hemp and flax.
Oh
They're
yeah.
like a blue. a
Yep.
thin
The other
pack.
blues.
Yeah, the
Not
other, the good blues.
Not the bad
So that,
blues.
that's what I used to use exclusively. And then we did a burn test with a whole bunch of different varietals one day. I was at MMJ.
Yeah.
And fuck, hands down, the ones that were rolled in the pure hemp tasted way better.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. There was no way around it.
Pure hemp.
I like pure
Just
hemp. They make a good quality product, that's for sure.
Well, I never
definitely,
used to.
I'm
When
not- I don't
when
like
they
raws.
first hit the market, I did not like pure hemp rolling
Really, huh?
papers. I didn't like hemp rolling papers at all. So they've definitely done something to refine their recipe, and
They
it's
used more
now
hemp.
my paper of choice.
MSG, I bet.
It's
No,
like a little
no,
comeback
MSG.
story for
Yeah.
pure hemp.
It's
Oh,
delicious.
Wow, you know what? Things are going great out there, man. You know, like we're seeing some pretty big changes in Canada. I'm seeing all
We
these
are.
provinces talking about all the different ways of distribution. Seems like all liquor store model, big distribution centers.
But did you hear, and I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the government's consultation paper yet, but that's what we're going to talk about here on the show today.
I want to
And
know more about that. Oh,
I
what's
am
happening?
extremely impressed, I gotta say. The Liberals, are actually listening to Canadians if what they have in their proposal paper ends up being legislation, then things might not be as bad as I thought they were going to be. So, did you hear?
We're getting
about some of
access
it?
to cannabis
Craft
legally.
growers.
I know.
They're going to
Craft.
allow craft growers. So that's what we're talking about on the show today. Did the government just say yes to craft growing? It seems like they did.
Cannabis rights and freedom together. When they came up with craft, I don't know when they started.
Yeah, they made it. Mr. Cookie says they made it real weird, but yes, they said yes. And it is. There's a bunch of regulations, and a lot of. I mean, obviously, we don't have the nuts and bolts yet. What they've released is a 75-page consultation paper that everybody can take a look at. If you go and take a look on Cannabis Culture or Pot TV right now, go to pot.tv. The link in the show for this, the notes for this video, there's a link directly to it. You can go and you have till January 20th to have your say and either send them something online or send them a letter. So they're listening to Canadians right now. They want to know what you think of this stuff. So make sure you tell them, because I think the reason that they have come this far is because of the backlash they've been getting. So they are listening, and when we show up at all their things, and Jody's there, right in front of Bill Blair, calling him out for his lies.
1 minute warning.
These guys have to change their tunes. Canadians are paying attention now, so 1 minute warning to 420 here. It's 419
I love my
in
419.
Vancouver. What are you smoking on, Johnny boy?
I got some terp sauce in there, Mr. Cookie.
Terp sauce.
And that joint right there is Medikush. You can light that sucker up, white boy.
Cookies terp sauce. Dun 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 dun. Whoosh. So we have a video, or I have an interview that I did with Kirk Tousaw about this subject, cannabis lawyer that everybody knows if you watch this show. Kirk's,
Well, he's the one that won the constitutional challenge for the MR Coalition Against Repeal, him and Conroy,
yeah.
And a few others there. And you know what? They're the reasons why we have legal cannabis in Canada for patients, and we're still able to grow
Kirk
our
also
own.
won
and
the
on
Owen,
that, I wanna
Owen
say,
Smith case.
Happy 420.
Happy 420.
You
Happy
got
420.
it Right there.
Yeah, Kirk is a very successful lawyer when it comes to marijuana here in Canada. It wants.
He's
Why
more
does
than
it always do
successful.
this during the show? Pick a time. It
Pick that time.
It wants me to read.
The time is now.
the
Time is now. 4 hours and 20 minutes.
I pick now.
November. What day? Tomorrow
Today.
is what? Saturday.
The time is
Tomorrow
now. and the
night
day
at
is today.
5:20 p.m. There we go.
No water, no carb cap.
There you go.
An ashtray.
So I think
An
we're good now.
ashtray in the palm of your hands.
Happy 420, everybody. We're going to play that video or that audio. It was a phone conversation I had with Kirk, so we're going to play that audio in a little bit. We're not going to play it quite yet. We have a few other things to do, like get high.
Smoke that. Smoke it. Now. Stop talking.
Al is here
Smoke
not just to smoke, but
There you go. He got his 421 in.
he also has something to tell us about, I think, today.
What's that?
Tell us how.
Oh, I do?
The Alchemist, I think
Shit.
so.
I think. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, awesome.
All right, so we're
I'll give it a try.
we've got a little announcement we're dropping. We're bringing a West Coast hip hop legend.
Woo.
Well, actually, a couple West Coast hip hop legends, and we're working on a third. So I can announce the first two. All right. So we're working on an event for December 21st, billed as the Kickdown.
And December 21st marks the winter solstice.
You got it. Magical day.
Magical day.
So the Kickdown is it's a philanthropic event at Fortune Sound Club, and we're just gonna try to use ticket sales to fuel a monster donation to a few of the downtown East Side food banks and soup kitchens.
That's awesome.
Yeah, originally we were gonna do. The goal was to get $100 Safeway gift cards, but then I thought those are going to be hard to distribute. There might be misuse.
People will be selling $100 gift cards for $50.
There might be some misuse there. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick down to the community services that are providing for some of the people in need this holiday season. So basically, we're looking for sponsors. If you want to be involved, you can hit me up at classinsession666@gmail, or at classinsession666 on Instagram. Hit me up in a DM. So we've confirmed legend Daz Dillinger.
Woo!
And another West Coast legend, Max Sean 100, who's done a lot of stuff with Daz and Dog Pound and the whole West Coast crew of kings over there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we're working on a third name that we can't announce yet. As soon as we have deposit cash together, we're gonna drop that name as well. And yeah, we just I think it's I think there's a spot in society for a philanthropic collective, and hopefully this event can become the foreground for the foundations of putting together a group of philanthropic providers within the cannabis community that can start, putting things back in balance. There's a lot of money being made off of cannabis, a lot of people living very fruitful lives, and on the other side of the fence, a lot of people that aren't living fruitful lives. A lot of people that are struggling, people that have to make a choice of buying quality food or quality medicine, people that are sacrificing, contributing to their diet in exchange to pay the extra $5 for a gram of weed. There's all kinds of choices that are going on in the patient community, and there's an imbalance right now within cannabis. And on one side of the fence, we have a lot of people doing really well, and on the other side of the fence, some people that aren't doing so well. So I think there's a gap in society, and it's not. This is happening everywhere in the world. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you wanna be involved with this event, we're looking for sponsors anywhere in the world, internationally. We've got a lot of family in Spain, a lot of family in the United States. So if any of you collectives want to kick down as well, that'd be greatly appreciated, more than welcome. If you're looking for sponsorship packages, hit me up, and I'll send you all the details. Tickets are $37.50, and we're putting together 75 exclusive VIP passes that come with a swag bag, 7 to 10 grams of weed,
Nice.
some
A
extracts,
med-tainer.
some edibles, med-tainers,
Toker
rolling papers, and a direct catered artist meet and greet before the show. So anybody that buys the VIP passes gets a bunch of weed. They get to come to Cannabis Culture Lounge, get high, and chill out with the artists and eat some good food before the show. Doors open
That's
at
so
9,
cool.
so the meet and greet's going to go down from 7:30 till 9, and the show's going to start roughly about 9:45, so it gives everybody plenty of time to get to the venue. It's just around the corner from Cannabis Culture, and hopefully we have we get a good public interest.
I
and,
hope you will. When it comes to helping the community and
Yeah.
wanting to give back, a lot of people in the community, they love to just sponsor these events, get involved, help out. And when we're helping the ones that are in need, and a lot of them are our brothers, and people that we've known and have come at different hard times in life and have fell short and have to struggle. Those are the people that we're helping out. And you know lots of them, all of you guys.
It's very true.
So you
and
got to
it's,
get involved.
It's an
when you
important
can.
thing to do. And
Well, just even-
like Al said, there's a lot of room for this. I mean, it
There is.
doesn't-
There's a lot of room.
Yeah.
$1,000 here, $2,000 there. It's really not a lot for collectives,
Right.
and it makes the world a difference to.
but that can really help a lot of people.
It can help a shitload of people. And I mean, let's face it, we've got people within the community that'll drop $10K on a Kobe steak dinner.
Jesus.
So let's just take some of that and allocate it. Well,
John was.
I'm
That's
sure you.
cheap for Johnny.
But wait a second.
Yeah, he's like, I
I go to
spent
Subway
30
when
grand
I
there
can.
last night.
I eat at home as much as possible. Organic food is too expensive.
Subway.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
So yeah, I just think
wish
that
I
there's a need for it in society, and I think cannabis can fill a really large gap.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
and
my
this
God.
event sounds pretty damn amazing. And for anybody who doesn't know, Daz from the Dog Pound,
Man, that guy's
the
like.
guy's a legend, man. He's one of my favorites since '92
Well, you got to think Daz is like.
on The Chronic.
Daz is
Dr.
behind
Dre's
all the
Chronic.
beats.
Yep, behind
Daz is
Doggy
like,
Style.
You got some kickdowns. Can I switch this?
Yeah, Daz, I think, should get a lot of credit for what happened on Doggy Style.
If you want,
I know Dre was
guess.
the executive producer, but a lot of those
Looks like the
beats were
nicest
crafted
for
by
Squish.
Daz.
Sorry. I was talking. I looked at. I stole this jar from the guy right there.
It smells like a cheesy funk.
That's the old school pot of gold,
Old school pot of gold.
which is
Honeycomb.
Hindu.
And what's
which is
funny,
Hindu to
because
skunk.
I was just at this fantastic place right here.
Cannabis Culture.
Cannabis Culture. I was down on Broadway.
Oh, and they
Nice.
might have had some old school
And
pot
I
of
was
gold
just
there.
sitting there, and I was like, you know what, I want a sativa. So, of course, I picked up some White Widow Haze. Just, smelled really killer, but I was like, that pot of gold looked like something special. And, it was pretty cool because I got some Burmese, too, because I want to try that. So,
Yeah.
hook me up with a
Yep.
check that out. And I'm like, I'll try that pot of gold again soon. And
Well,
they
there you
laughed.
go. You're here,
And
and
you
now
know
you
what?
get to
I
try the
show
pot
up
of
here,
gold.
I go, and I look at 3 jars. You guys all saw that. I picked this one up. I'm like, I think this is the one I want to fucking try. Right?
Yeah, take a nug.
So I'm like, can we squish it? Because you know what?
take
for me,
a nug and hey, come on already.
Squishy.
Hey, stop busting my balls. Just take a bud and squish the thing. Hey, come on already.
Get squishy.
Whatever. It's just a bud. It's pot of gold.
Johnny
Come
brought
on.
his
You're
big
gonna like it or
clamp.
you're not gonna like it.
The Monstro clamp.
Monstro clamp.
Yeah. That thing will
we
squish
pull it
anything.
above the ground.
Sure,
That's-
why not?
Yeah. Show it off to the cam first, Johnny. But
Now,
here's
I
the
can't
bud cam.
guarantee
Bud
the
cam.
yield of this weed. I'm just saying. Old school varietals are a little bit
Here, let me
different
check.
than the new school varietals. They bleed differently.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like it's gonna bleed. It's all about humidity level mostly of the time. That's a nice tight. Might be a little bit under. Okay, let me squish.
It's a nice looking bud.
What do you think is the best there for squishing?
I don't know. I don't do the rosin game. You know that.
Al likes his purity. He likes the bud.
There you go.
I'm just unsure about parchment and heating it under pressure. And mixing it with
Al's not a rosin guy.
the potential
So while doing this, I'm doing a little
solvent
demonstration
qualities
here.
of terpenes.
You think, Al, that there's enough stuff in the paper that comes out and seeps in?
I do.
Yeah.
I personally do.
Well,
we
what-
talked about it on the show a couple weeks ago, and you guys
Yeah.
were talking about. Mr. Cookie was in on that. Mr. Cookie, I know you're engulfed in conversation over there, but we're wondering about what the parchment paper issue here with rosin. What are your thoughts on that?
There's a lot of bad parchment paper out there.
Bad
Yep,
parchment.
most of it.
Could be bad parchment.
Like if you look at like a raw parchment paper, for example, of course, it's
You should probably be on a microphone.
So let's take a look at parchment, and I've always said that. I mean, the one I get is the one they sell at Safeway. You see this one everywhere.
Safeway.
So the chances are it's got some sort of DuPont affiliated
Hello,
coating on
hello.
it because
Yeah.
it's sold in every mainstream
It's like Reynolds wrap.
supermarket. Yeah, exactly.
Reynolds wrap
Yeah.
makes
Because
it.
it's sold in every mainstream supermarket, chances are there's some sort of non-stick affiliated with it.
Heavy metals.
silicon, that
Saxon.
just different
Heavy metal like Saxon.
It's hot. It's hot next to the ear.
Young Venom.
Yeah, just some teenage venom.
So,
No,
I guess
but
there's always some solvents then involved with everything, or like
Well, and
I
that
guess
one's
it's not a
different
solvent, but
because
it's just
Not really. a
you can
solvent.
use the
Right.
parchment for cooking, and that's fine. But you're
It's a
not
cushion.
fucking putting like hundreds of pounds of pressure on it with a cookie or a brownie
Hear
or
it?
something.
Right.
And they've been using it for years in that industry, but not under pressure.
No, it's different. Well, and also it's different when you're eating something as opposed to smoking it.
That too.
You know, chances are whatever's on there
You can
you're-
eat sugar.
is going to break down in your gut, but the minute you put a flame to it, it's going to go through a chemical transference that's
Right.
going to become toxic.
And like some of the parchment you might get out of like say like China is like double coated with extra slippery silicone
Yeah,
shit.
it's-
So it's like
It's
what
got
is that
extra
stuff?
Teflon on
You're
it.
like, yeah, I don't want that. Like,
And then we know that terpenes are solvents, and we know that terpenes can
heavy duty
can
ones.
Yeah.
break things down. We've seen it time and time again with live resins on certain parchments, how the parchment gets really weak and like so.
show them what you got out of there. The chip first. There's the
Chip it.
chip. Here's the bud can. Flatty. It's a flatty. And there's your rosin.
Not a huge yield. Like I said, the old school.
No, you know what?
varietals.
That's good
It's
to people.
fair.
What's
It's
that?
fair.
That's good
not
to
bad.
people.
Come on.
I'm
this
telling
is
you, bro.
yeah.
That's-
Really?
Yeah. This is a.
That's
good
what all the
choice for
fuss is
most
about right
people.
there.
He's fussing.
I'm out of touch right now. I'm gonna.
Okay,
admit
so
this.
when
I'm
we
out of
look at
touch.
this, I would say that this is a good squish. This is This is fair. If I saw that, and I would purchase that because then I know it's got a squish. I know there's resin in there 100%. We know, and I already said that when I first touched the weed, the humidity level, I'd like to bring it up a little bit. And that's probably what's probably left in here. And this here that we can actually decarb. I put this with coconut oil.
Yeah.
You can still eat this. There's certain ways. I know people who smoke this, fry it up and just smoke it.
Oh, we
Right.
put Rico and I
Johnny's
we're
eating
gonna
it now?
actually
I just
do
eat 'em.
years ago.
Yep.
Rico and I were gonna do a video with who the fuck was it? I can't remember who it was, but they had a bunch of rosin chips, and we were just gonna
Yummy.
take
Dip
the
'em- dip
rosin
'em in.
chips and start putting them in the sub as we were doing an interview. It never happened though.
They had rosin chip jewelry.
Subbing them would be all right.
for sure.
Remember that?
Was it what, Johnny?
They're doing the rosin chip
Rosin
jewelry.
chip jewelry, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Where it's,
Courtenay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Courtney.
Courtney, thank you.
Courtney made it.
Yeah. Courtney
Courtney's
made it.
making rosin chip jewelry and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But no, they're definitely don't throw your chips away. I wouldn't throw your chips away.
Oh, there's stuff
Oh,
in there. Yeah.
Take 'em to the casino.
Don't throw your chips away.
But yeah, no, Al, this is something. This is not a bad squish at all. I've
Really?
seen like I had a poor gentleman call me, and he goes, "I bought this can plant from you." He goes, I think there's something wrong with it. I go, he goes, well, we pressed 9 different buds, and I tried all different kinds. And he goes, I'm just not getting anything.
You're like, where you live in Sudbury?
Sounds
They
like
live in
somebody's
Ontario.
tumbling your buds.
Okay, Brian hit that one right on the market, and he's like, oh well, I just grabbed the bud and I squish it, and I'm like, so he's grabbing like any bud and he's just squishing it. Brian's like, oh,
The problem is all of the gear in his area are blaster packs.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, he's just using a bud. He isn't compacting it. As you guys see, I always squish it down, make sure it's hard. We always know that. You got to make sure we put it into a bag, fill the corners. So, I mean, it's not just grabbing like a bud out of a jar and squishing it, because half the time the bud's a little airy. You're not going to get fuck on. You're wasting your time.
compress it before
you gotta
you
compress
compress
it before you compress it one more time. So you got to make a nice little hard little rock. That's why I was rolling.
That's
it
why I
up.
saw you doing that.
I was rolling that
Little
up. You
Johnny
have to-
B
you can-
tech.
It's the Johnny B
Johnny.
tech.
Is that what it is? Johnny B.
A
roller
little
tech.
bit of JBT right there.
Yeah.
The Johnny B.
Well, and so now when it's the finished product and you scrape it off.
That's why I
What
love
do
my
you put
toker
it?
poker.
You do it on the end of a toker poker, and then what do you put it on? Like, do you have a container or something you put it into?
Do you
I have a
scrape
piece
or
of
just dab
parchment.
it up?
Oh, you put it back on the
Just
parchment.
seems crazy to me.
There's a couple texts
like-
they
'cause
use.
that-
They use the
that-
scrapey
See,
tech.
I just
and
always
Here,
pull it
grab
towards
it.
you.
It's
I'll
about
show
a gram.
people what you're doing.
That's 10 bowls in a sublimator to extract.
a dab or two. I don't know. We'll see what he gets here.
I know that 10 bowls in the sublimator is roughly,
As you can see, just
roughly about 35
10 bowls in a
hits.
sublimator?
That's fucked
Yeah,
up
that's
when
what
you
1
do 10
gram
bowls.
will yield
To
you.
like 2
is
joints.
10 bowls in a sublimator.
Okay,
which is
so that was
roughly
like a gram.
35 tokes.
That was at least a gram of weed,
I don't
right?
think you're getting 35
Wait a
tokes
second.
off that rosin, man.
Here we go.
Just saying.
What do you think? Are we ready?
All
Maybe
right.
if you're
He's
from
doing, look what he's doing. He's squishing it down.
somewhere.
Squishing it down.
Maybe if you're from jail.
tokes.
Pull it out the
rosin.
dabber.
There, he's got some rosin.
There it is. Rosin. Boom.
That's enough to get high on.
Yeah, that's
Get
like
high all
2
night.
days.
That's 2 solid blasts right there. 1 maybe.
No, more than that.
Come on, that's like
No.
a
3,
it's a-
4. I
it's
don't
a
know.
I'd say
dab.
4 people could get high
I
on
say
that.
4
No.
really nice dabs.
4 dabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
I'm
opposed to
dabbing
35 hoots. We're gonna do
Well,
a
there's the
we're gonna
difference.
do
You're right.
a rosin. We're gonna do a rosin to sublimator test one
Rob
day.
them the sublimator test.
And take 1 gram of weed and put it into 10 bowls, and then 1 gram of weed and squish it and see what gets the person higher.
But what are you going to rate? Oh, what
Sublimator.
gets them high? That's an
'Cause I
interesting.
smoked the
Sublimator's gonna get you
sublimator and
high.
rosin.
The weed is gonna have more smoke.
I've taken 10
Right?
bowls and back to back to back to back tried to. It gets you fucking rocked by
Hell
by
yeah.
5 or 6. You're like,
But the sub makes weed go so
Putting your
far.
remote in the fridge and
It
shit.
makes weed go forever.
That's my point. And all
Yeah.
it's doing is it's only
It really does.
extracting the oilable compounds. So it's doing the same thing.
It's
that
like
the
2 or
s-
3
You're
dabs.
right.
The
Yeah,
same
it's 2
thing
or
the
3 nice
squish is
dabs.
doing. It's just, in my
You're
opinion, it's
right.
more efficient than the squish.
And you're doing it without the solvents, or I mean, not
more
solvents.
efficient.
you're
Okay,
doing it
wait.
without the silicone
Hey,
or whatever.
all
That's
I'm
a
saying.
gram joint.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Later.
So we got a
Right.
gram joint, and you see I got like 3 dabs from 3 nice real big dabs. I'm gonna say 4 dabs from the press. So I mean, in reality, 3 people smoke a joint, they're gonna get nice and high. 3 people get 3 will do a dab. You, me, Brian. Yeah, we'll smoke
Yeah,
this 3.
yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, so
The 4 of
we'll
us.
do the dab.
And I'll be saying shit like, "Oh, I'm so much higher than if I would have smoked that."
No, it's just different. Here's the difference. Wait a second here. Here's the difference. Now let's just talk about time. I gotta smoke this joint and I'm in a rush, or my pain is killing me and I can't get out of bed and I can't get to that joint. What's gonna help me the quickest and better? Thank you very much.
Or a pipe load of.
Yeah.
Or if you have a
Hash.
pipe full of hash or something like
And-
that. But the extracts is what I'm using, what I needed.
Because you just need a bit and it gets you up. And
It gets me up, and that's why the dry sift and the bubble hash was so important to me. And when rosin came into play, I was dabbing all the time. Everything
I think
was dabbing.
it
and
also
distillate.
depends on what you smoke regularly, because if you're dabbing all the time, you kind of need that punchy one hit of like bam to really
funny.
get you
That's
going.
I bet you I
say the
smoke at least
sublimator,
Yeah.
15
because it gives you
joints
the
a day,
same
and I
delivery.
dab too.
yeah, sublimator gets you high like
a strong
dab
sub
off
rip
flowers.
is the same effect as that punchy dab.
Yeah.
You know,
I really
so
do.
That's all I'm saying
If-
is that 1 gram in a sublimator, I think, is gonna get more people stoned than 1 gram squished.
I really do think the sublimator is probably the best or most efficient way of smoking cannabis.
I think
of
you could
any
probably
device.
get 7 people high from 1 gram in a sublimator as opposed to squishing 1 gram.
Yeah.
This banger is definitely.
Everybody go get a sub. Save up if you don't have
Oh,
the
I don't
cash for this
smoke off
Christmas,
Chaz
but,
bangers.
It makes a good Christmas
You
present.
don't smoke off of Chaz bangers. I ruin these fuckers. You know,
You know
why?
what?
Because my
Listen to
girl,
this, guys.
she's got a torch that turns this thing white
A
in 3
glass
seconds.
blowing torch.
Glass blowing torch. I've almost melted. I've had bottoms of bangers just like disintegrate.
Fall right out.
Yeah, just like done.
I'd like to come out with a line of bangers that just look like that, called Chaz bangers.
Just
But really,
sandblast.
they're not chazzed at all. They're just sandblasted with some fucking
No, they're just
with
used.
some no, brand spanking new. They're just
I think,
sandblasted with some
yeah.
exterior fucking tainting.
Then you can never tell when they are Chaz.
The sandblasted ones kind of look chazzed when you get them,
Yeah, they kind of do.
but I don't know if
And it's
anyone
like,
even
man,
uses
I
the
got
sandblasted one
myself a new
anymore.
chazzed, yo. I got a Chaz banger, yo.
Love my Chaz banger.
Cost me $4K, yo.
I just got my Chaz banger, man. It
People
was
are gonna
so
be like,
fucking
"No,
chazzed
dude."
out. It was awesome.
Chaz is bad.
Can't even tell when it's Chaz because it's already chazzed. When you get
Yeah,
it.
that's the real.
Pre-chazzed.
That's like next level heady. Pre-chazzed.
Pre-Chaz.
I
Never
I
know
just
you
keep a brand
chazzed your
new
banger
quartz
with the
around.
free
Chaz,
Chaz
for
banger.
sure.
Okay, you know what? I'm stealing that.
Uber heady.
Thanks.
You can have it.
Thanks.
I'm giving that to the world.
I just
like
took it-
I'm ever gonna come. out
John's
with
trying
a
to take it
line
from
of
the world.
bangers.
Stop
Yeah.
him.
Let's
Less
be
sound
honest.
on it. Come on.
Johnny will distribute it.
I've got more ideas than time.
It'll be Medtainer.
Throw that in the
Johnny will be your
distribution
distributor.
fucking
Chaz
background.
Johnny
here.
already called
Chaz
this
banger.
We got chazzed bangers
I got
here.
distribution on that sucker.
Chaz bangers here.
Johnny's got
No,
4
I get- we have
territories
products that
already
work.
sold fucking pre-orders. Just
Yeah.
right now, he
His
just
hand
did it.
went
You want a
down.
case
He
of
just
50
literally,
Chaz
he
bangers?
just nailed 10,000 pre-orders in 4 different territories.
Yeah.
Just
What are
now.
you talking about? The territory is the world. It's called the territory. Just so you know, when you read in that document, it says the territory. That means everywhere.
International territory.
All of it.
Heather in the chat says she loves her sublimator.
I
That's
have
'cause they're
myself.
awesome.
Thanks.
That's on the Facebook.
They're
chat.
awesome.
Yeah, they are good. I really do love mine. I still have my old school sublimator, the very
I have the
first,
first
one that Enrico
generation.
gave me, and it has the
I had the
lamp.
first one.
It's got
Oh,
the
yeah.
lamp switch on it.
Yeah,
that
that's
you
the
just
one I
click,
have.
click.
I
Yeah,
use that at home.
Yeah,
I
in
bought
the
the-
lizard room. That's
You
the
guys know
one
that.
primarily that I'm using.
Yeah, it's
Enrico?
still mine still works. It doesn't get super hot though, which is nice.
I had that 24 hours,
Oh, this
7
has no
days a
water in
week
it.
for 2 years.
You
I
don't
had
Chaz
that.
bangers, huh?
Just running.
No banger.
just to
on
just to
Chaz.
see.
Is
Yeah.
is yours
Oh,
a little
yeah, I'll
colder
Chaz it.
now than it was before?
Chaz
No,
it.
yours is still hot.
Well, I
as
thought it
water?
was, and then when
Oh,
I
we're doing that
after
rosin
the
experiment.
2 year when I actually unplugged it,
Yeah.
and I plugged it back in, it works fine.
Hilarious.
So maybe unplug it for a day.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Like a TV.
Just unplug it for a day, bro. Don't reset.
Yeah. Okay, that's good advice. Yeah.
That's pretty good stuff.
It does. Yeah, it's an old one. You have to turn it off to make it go off. I think. Yeah.
It's like a bus.
Yep. Exactly.
You gotta turn it off every now and then. You can leave it running 24 hours for a long time, but every now and then you gotta.
Needs a
turn it
reboot.
I like how it just it's turned off.
Did you smoke one of those already? Were you just dabbing that?
Was that the
How was
rosin
it?
that you pressed? How high are you right
How
now?
was it,
What?
dude?
What's
I
going
thought
on over
maybe.
here?
What was it you were fiddling
Are
with
you a
there?
third of a
that
gram
was,
more stoned?
Oh. But where? Let me see the finished product here.
Oh my.
Fucking
Well, I
dabbed her up,
just
bro.
wanna
I was gonna dab you up actually.
There it is.
Chaz banger.
There it is.
Yeah,
Here,
finished
let's show
product.
I
it.
did a
Is
dab
it
out. You
in
can
the
see him
Chaz
getting in half.
banger?
There it is.
Chazzy
Sorry to have to.
bangers.
Chazzy bangers.
Chazzy bangers.
There it is. It looks
In,
nice.
Well,
in
of course it
conjunction with
does.
Quave.
It's hand pressed in front of you right now. It's like
The new Quave and Chazzy.
that's the best thing about the rosin clamp, and really in reality,
Chazzy
the can clamp
Quave.
is I can make
XL.
rosin fresh.
Chazzy
wherever I go.
Quave XL.
Is the Canna clamp for sale, Johnny?
Of course it is.
Sale
and today,
everywhere.
you know what? It's sale.
You're
everywhere.
already selling
Black
that
Hash
rosin?
Friday, everyone.
Johnny's selling
Actually,
the
no,
rosin
yeah,
already.
is it for
John's like,
sale?
hey, you guys want to
Yes.
buy some rosins from Pot of Gold? It's fucking awesome.
Today is Black Friday, so today and one day only, you can go to medtannercanada.com.
Oh.
And you can get 20% off a rosin clamp. So pretty much you're gonna save yourself I know it's the cheapest.
I wish I had
go.
a shitload
Black
of black
Friday.
hash.
So-
MedTainerCanada.com.
Or you
Get
can go to
like
rosinclamp.ca.
30% off
you can
all
go
your
to
black hash
cannaclamp.ca.
today on Black Friday.
Did we show on the show we did? Walmart has a rosin clamp.
Yes, they do. Walmart does.
Walmart is selling a rosin
They're
clamp.
after this one.
Yeah.
That rosin clamp, I've heard someone
It's
say
a big
pretty,
one though.
It's
The
a
Black
pretty
Friday.
big instrument, and it's
Yeah, it's
$500
funny.
bucks.
Black
Yeah.
Hash Friday.
And all these things gonna hook up to like other big clamps and stuff. They gotta hook
Isn't
up
it
to
called
a
the
press.
Rosinator?
Rosinator?
I think it's called the
It is the
Cookie knows
Rosinator.
the Rosinator.
What are you gonna do if somebody comes out with a rosin niner?
A rosin niner?
Rosin niner.
Brian, you
One
next?
model up.
Rosin
You
tenor.
next up?
Or
Say,
Jared's
guy, I
going
need a
next.
Jared's
rosin
up.
niner.
Yeah, sure, I'll take one.
And then I'll go last.
Yeah, why is it Aider? Rosin Aider.
I'd be like, I'm so stoned.
I need a smoke.
Rosinator, I barely
Terminator.
knew her. Is that where? Is that work? Or is that too soon or something? I'm not sure.
It works. I think it's fair game. That
It's a really nice backdrop you got going on there, Jer.
You like that?
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
Yeah, it's not stolen from anywhere.
No, nowhere at all, man. It's perfect.
Yeah, it does. You can see the CCN in the corner. That means it's not stolen.
Well, that's from the headquarters in Marseille.
Yeah, this is
No,
not a
Marseille
screen.
is
This
they
is a
have to
real.
move it from
This is
Dubai.
the real room.
Dab the stuff.
Where is it?
Right there. It's on the Togo
Oh,
poker.
on the Toker Poker. And where's the carb cap?
Good old
right.
Marseille.
Okay.
Miss it over there. We don't need no carb cap. You got ashtrays, bro.
There you go.
Johnny B's ashtray cap.
What's he breaking out of? Like a unit?
Don't need it for a carb cap.
Johnny B's down step.
Breaks out the
Drop down.
The drop
That's
down. It's a Jesse drop down.
Jesse
it's,
drop down,
fumed
custom.
with really nice opal on top.
Opalness.
Oh, you're gonna like this, Brian.
There we go.
This is a dry shift drop down made by Fluid
That's
Motion.
very nice.
Ooh, I like
See
that.
that? Check this shit out.
Mm.
And that
It looks like it has a
drops
little-
down like this, guys. You can see how this whole thing is.
Stability.
And, down, he kind of. This is kind of what I needed. I wanted something for smoke and sift.
Is that a
So-
mothership concentrate bowl?
That is a mothership concentrate ball.
Can you smoke rosin out of there?
No. Dry sift only.
That thing. Show the camera
if
that,
you-
Johnny.
Here we go.
What if you want to put a lighter to your?
It looks a little dirty, but yeah, we got a mothership.
I don't know.
Little,
Is that
and this
Chaz
is the drop
for a
down.
hash bowl?
Is that a
Actually,
Chazzy
no,
hash
it's,
bowl?
it's not Chaz. This is fumed, and I know there's gold on the inside of it because I watched people do that. So
It's not.
pretty cool.
Chaz will have their own brand of that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Chaz is actually coming out with one, so you might want to let the world territory know, Johnny. Get
Yeah.
some pre-orders on
Yeah,
that.
Miles. These guys
Johnny
are
is
starting a
the
new company called
exclusive
Chaz
salesman
Bangers.
for,
Chaz Bangers?
Chaz,
And
Chazzy
if you
Get
Bangers.
Chaz
Free
Banger,
Chaz Bangers.
definitely check that out on the Johnny B Smoke Shop.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, that was your wrestling name.
Perfect.
My wrestling idea was Chaz Banger.
Yes. I
Really?
remember when we
Well,
said.
Chazzy Bangers.
Yes.
It's
Brian.
Yeah.
only natural that Chazzy
What,
Bangers.
my turn
Chazzy now? Banger.
Chazzy Bangers. Like,
That
Just
is-
heat it up and then pass
You know?
her over to me.
We got to make that video.
We are. I
Yeah.
just come up with a really good another good sketch.
Oh, is this one of those custom glow-in-the-dark?
Tune in
That
to
is,
Miles' show
glow-in-the-dark
every
Montana.
Saturday with Alyssa at noon, high noon.
Forget
Yeah.
it. See what happens?
Yep.
Look at them. The treats
Oh,
coming. We start dabbing.
damn.
The treats. Go,
We
look,
got
look.
candy.
Bring back the
We got
Tahitian treat.
Coca-Cola products. Yeah, that's uh-oh. This doesn't.
No,
I need a
that's not
bottle
pop.
opener. It's not open though, so it looks nice.
Johnny's heating.
This is a
torch up
Mexican
for me.
Coke,
Putting
actually.
a third of a gram high
Here we
here.
go. You ready?
This dab. It looks
About
like
to get a third of a gram high. That does look like a third of a gram.
Here you go.
Oh yeah, Boss Lissa can open
Chazzy
anything.
Banger.
She's from Ottawa.
Okay, so.
Hey, wait, are you?
Hey, give me that stuff.
Yeah,
Just
she
hit
is.
it off the table. What is wrong with you? It
Yeah.
takes 2 seconds. You guys are.
In Ottawa,
From
they can.
Ottawa can open anything.
They can
with
open
anything.
That's true.
Whoa!
Thank you,
Okay.
Boss Lissa. Damn,
Well,
yeah.
Hey, you want to know something? I
Yeah.
watched Enrico.
Brian Thabin.
I watched Enrico open
Go,
a
Brian.
bottle of Coke.
It's a
with a
Chaz
can
Banger.
of
You
Coke.
can't go. You got to go down. Go, Brian.
Just saying.
Brian's Thabin. That put
How is
water in
that?
that?
Is that like?
Somebody doesn't like our commercialization.
Is that
But
like
because I
third of a
said
gram
Coca-Cola
high or what?
products,
What?
they don't
doing it?
sponsor us or anything.
We're supposed to hold it in,
I
bro.
wish. No, we just.
Oh, yeah,
I just.
he-
I just
you
happen
really
to like
believe
Coke.
there's Coca-Cola in that thing? Wow. Oh,
It's Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola
We
in
just
the
opened the
bottle.
bottle. This is a Mexican Coke, though.
I know.
It says Refresco on it. So no, we don't. We're not
Mexico.
sponsored by Coke or anything. I just happen to like it. It's
What do you
delicious.
think, Brian?
Pretty stoned.
Pretty stoned? Jared, you
stoned.
stoned?
Hell yeah, I am.
Now where's
Definitely.
these joint people that smoked on that joint?
But you can buy all these
Did we
products
do
in
that?
our lounge. There's the commercialization.
Can I have my Toka Poker
You guys
back?
aren't even as stoned.
Can I have my Toka Poker back? Yeah, see, he's
That's how
trying
you
to win
swipe the lighter.
it. He swiped the lighter. Oh, just what just happened there. Fourth dab.
There you go.
Fourth
Fourth.
dab.
Let's show him. Show him.
It's a legitimate dab. I'm looking at it.
That's legitimate. Brian's
All right.
verifying. So I got 4 dabs out of that press.
I have some videos to play.
Oh, that
here.
changes everything.
We
man.
have
It does.
we have real shit to talk about on the show
Fourth
today.
joint smoker.
Yeah.
What
This
are
this new proposed regulations have oh shit, I just
Well, the dollar tax per
Have you
gram,
guys
I think
seen-
it's like a kind of. I don't want to talk
the
about
dollar tax is
The
annoying.
Micro,
No, no,
the
but
micro grower.
the micro growers, yes.
labeling and
This whole
packaging.
schedule.
Yeah.
I'm quite concerned about it, but well, not concerned, but.
Well, what do you mean?
interested.
Why yeah,
I haven't
what are
read
you
it fully,
concerned?
so I don't want to.
I want to know what's up, Brian.
So we
Talk
haven't
to us.
We
really-
should listen to the video from Kirk.
We haven't really
How long is
introduced
this
the whole
video
thing
for?
yet. The video's 20 minutes, or it's
20
an audio.
minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, audio.
But I do have a video for we can watch
gotta go to
Ottawa
hopscotch.
talk about. You got to
I
go.
might not be here.
Johnny's
We
going
should listen
play
to Kirk.
Hopscotch.
He always knows
Play
what's up.
hopscotch.
So should we do the Kirk thing first?
Yeah.
Okay,
Kirk
let's do
first.
Kirk first.
Sounds
so
better.
yeah. So I have Kirk here.
Okay, Kurt.
We're gonna turn
Kurt,
the
I was
desktop.
really excited to.
You
sit
call
down
him
with
Kurt,
today.
but his name is Kirk.
I know it's Kirk.
You've always called him Kurt. It's
I
funny.
do. I
Yeah.
call everybody wrong. I call Remo Ram. I
He calls
call-
everybody Kurt.
He calls everybody Kurt. Yeah.
Everyone
calls me
needs
Kurt
to
all the
say Kurt.
time.
Hey, what's happening, Kurt? No, my name's I know.
I
You know,
love it.
you even say it to me, and like
Big
I think he's
Kurt.
just getting
I
used
said
to
it on
me
the
saying
show.
his name
Big
wrong.
Kurt and little
I
Kurt.
love
Okay,
it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, I hit my head pretty hard, right?
Oh, poor
Hey,
John.
can I have some of those candies? by the
Wednesday.
way?
Did you hit your head
I don't normally
today?
do that.
Yeah, I hit my head every day.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna play this, and I'm playing it on the desktop
there,
here.
bro.
So we're gonna try to. We could either smoke in
Bear
the.
with us.
Yeah, here I'm gonna play this. We'll see how it goes. We haven't actually
Can you hear
tested
Kirk in
this
the
yet. I think it's gonna work.
Jeremiah here. I'm with Kirk Tousaw, cannabis lawyer extraordinaire, who is a good friend of the show, been on many times.
Wait.
How you doing, Kirk?
I'm great, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
Always. So Kirk, as you know, Canada's federal health minister has released the Trudeau government's proposed new cannabis regulations, or at least a summary of them. And it's being advertised by the media as opening the door to craft marijuana producers, allowing for low-risk offenders to be part of the industry, and loosening other restrictions. So I wanted to discuss with you today what you thought of the proposed developments and which you thought were positive and the areas you considered problematic. Your thoughts on the first read-through?
Yeah. Well, the government's put out a 75-page consultation document, and Canadians have until January 20 to submit their feedback to the government of Canada on anything they really want to. But there's a series of questions at the end of the document that the government's seeking specific input on. And essentially what this is the federal government's proposed regulatory framework that will go into place when the Cannabis Act passes and cannabis is legalized in Canada. It covers a wide range of topics. I think you've hit upon the ones that are generating the most interest. Production will be broken into a series of different categories based on the size of the operation, and Canada is trying to figure out how they're going to draw that line and what they're going to base that distinction on. It seems to open the door for craft cannabis, for small growers to have an opportunity to participate in this developing industry, which I think is a fantastic positive step.
Mm-hmm.
Those people would have to get licenses to also be microprocessors if they wanted to do something with the harvested product other than sell it to another licensed cultivator or wholesaler. So in other words, if you want to deal directly with provincial purchasing authorities, you need to get the micro But I think you're perfectly entitled to apply for any combination of license categories that are out there. And so I think overall it's a tremendously positive step. They are at least talking about and recognizing that they need to loosen the regulatory strictures. There's a couple places in the document where the government explicitly says, with respect to, for example, product selection, hey, look, there's a huge black market out there with tons of products. And in order for our plan to work, we have to be able to compete with that black market. I think that's the first time the government's really explicitly come right out and said, look, some of our rules that we might otherwise put into place, we can't because we're just not going to be able to successfully put the black market out of business by, in effect, transitioning those people and giving them an opportunity to participate in the legal market.
Mm-hmm. So the licensing covers cultivation, processing, testing, research, importing, exporting, and even the sale, right? So there's a whole range of these new licenses.
Essentially, any activity that you can think of to do with cannabis will fit into one or more licensing categories, and there'll be explicit overlap. So, for example, you can get a research license, and as part of that license, you can engage in some associated activity like cultivation or testing or breeding or any of those kinds of things.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, I've got it kind of broken down here into the different categories of interest, at least for me and I think our listeners. Of course, cannabis products are something that they're going to be regulating. And it looks upon my first read that they're sort of opening some stuff up. They're allowing new types of forms of products, but also having strict limits on things like THC. I saw a limit there on even the size of pre-rolled joints. You can only have 1 gram in the max. Tell us about some of those, the product end of things.
Yeah, and again, this is a consultation document, so these are the things that the government's thinking about and seeking some input on. But with respect to, for example, pre-rolls, there's a suggestion that, okay, they'll have to be no more than 1 gram each, which, I don't know how unreasonable it is to have some sort of standardized sizing for a product so people can sort of know what they're getting and have. I expect that if you're going to sell pre-roll joints, you're probably trying to make them as uniform as possible anyway, just because that's what the consumer would come to expect from a pre-made product.
No king size joints though.
There could certainly be some problematic restrictions, but the document does explicitly say, we need rules. We need to have an input on how to regulate hashish, how to regulate shatter. I mean, it says flat out shatter. So the government's clearly, I think, understanding that they have to make these products available because they're already there, they're already out there, and Canadians are buying them in vast quantities.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like the testing part is going to be something that they're focusing on as well. Of course, making limits on things like THC that you have to actually put on the labeling, I guess.
Well, sure. Consistent with what they do now, you have to have accurate labeling. I don't know that there's any real discussion about, for instance, a cap on how much THC can be in your flower product. I don't think that that's happening at all. But you do have to accurately label what you're selling to the public. That makes perfect sense to me.
Mm-hmm. I think the media here in the CBC story that was picking some stuff out, they pointed at cannabis oil being subject to a 30 milligram per milliliter limit of THC. That was the only one I saw. Oh, and actually a limit on 10 milligrams of THC per capsule or dose of spray, it says.
Yeah, that's right. So if you had sort of an oral mucosal spray, you'd want to have a metered dose, and they're saying, well, here's the maximum THC, at least you can put in that particular dosage.
Mm-hmm. And the packaging stuff looks promising as well. It says they're not going to put too harsh of restrictions on what you can have, but they don't want it to look like, rainbows and little teddy bears for kids, I guess.
Well, right. Clearly they're trying to avoid, advertising or marketing that's attractive primarily to youth. Something that we don't do a particularly good job with respect to alcohol on. So anytime you want to treat cannabis more harshly than you treat alcohol, I kind of say that doesn't make a lot of sense because one's much safer than the other.
Yeah.
But that's clearly going to be in there. And the question, I guess, that has to be asked is, if the rules are too restrictive, do they run afoul of Section 2 of the Charter and the right of entities or people to engage in commercial speech?
Yeah, it said there was some sort of color restrictions and things like that. You keep it to a minimum, but that seems feasible, and and they also want warnings, I guess, on the packaging that it can be dangerous for you or something. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, there'll be some sort of warning on cannabis packaging. I think that's not unexpected. Again, the question will be, are the warnings factually accurate or not?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, cannabis makes you sleepy. That should be the warning. So also security clearance. Now this is an interesting thing they've been going into. It seems like they're loosening the restrictions, at least compared to the medical marijuana regulations.
Well, I think they're doing a couple of things. They're expanding the categories of people that will be required to be security cleared. So presently, those categories are pretty restricted. They're officers and directors of licensed companies, as well as the quality control people and the responsible people in charge, the RPICs that have to be in the room when people are working with cannabis products, supervisors in a way. That's being expanded to include shareholders, any more than 25%, and anyone more than 25% of a parent company, as well as a new category called the master grower. So that's an expansion of who has to be security cleared, but they're very clearly asking for input on whether security clearances should be denied or not to people that have past criminality, past cannabis-related criminality. They're characterizing it as, simple possession or minor cultivation offenses. I think we also need to be saying, look, if you've had any real conviction for nonviolent cannabis offenses at all, you should be 100% able to participate in the legal industry. And in fact, we want to encourage people to participate in the legal industry. Keeping them out doesn't really work for Canadian society generally.
Yeah, no kidding. So at the same time, they seem to be allowing these micro cultivators on the craft cannabis side, which is very cool. And that's kind of, I think, one of the very big things that everybody was worried about. Does it say how that will actually work? Is that going to be denoted by the province would issue those themselves?
No, it'll be still federally regulated. It's just a separate category of licensing, and what the government is asking for Canadians to give feedback on how do they determine what is a micro producer versus a standard producer. Is it going to be determined based on annual yield? Is it a monetary limit? Is it a canopy size limit? Is it a wattage limit? Or some combination of all of those things? And I think there's an interesting discussion to be had there, because there are problems with each and every way you draw that kind of line. But it's obvious that the government has been listening to some of the feedback the Canadians have been giving them, and really, you could trace some of this right back to the report of the task force on legalization that made clear that this industry had to be more diversified, and it had to have different layers of licensing for different risk profiles. And I think the government's, listening to that very good advice.
Mm-hmm. Now, Kirk, how about dispensaries as they stand now? Is there much in there about how it will work on storefronts, things like that?
Nothing at all, really. The federal government made very clear in the Cannabis Act and throughout the process that retail distribution was going to be provincial jurisdiction, provincial responsibility. And so this document has nothing to do with that at all.
Right. So it's, I guess, up to the provinces in a big way, as we're seeing now. Some of them are taking the approach that they'll have a monopoly on what's there to actually do the selling. But it sounds like even in Ontario, if they have a monopoly on the storefronts, the producers, they won't have a monopoly or a very small monopoly on who's producing. So that's kind of... But again, I guess that would mean the government's deciding locally as well as federally who they would be purchasing from.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that need to be worked out there, obviously, because, a government, for example, doesn't typically buy from somebody unable to produce very large quantities of what they're buying. The
Mm-hmm. And I know we have issues, like you say, with alcohol. The same thing at the moment. Even here in the province of British Columbia, the government is the sole purchaser of all the alcohol, and they distribute it out to the different stores. But I guess they've allowed now for craft breweries to sell to like a limited area around the brewery or something along those lines.
Yeah, and I certainly think, as we evolve into what legalization is going to look like in, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, that you're going to see that kind of natural outgrowth of tight regulatory restrictions loosening up as we get accustomed to the idea of there being cannabis sales on stores. And we've seen none of these sort of really dire predictions by the Reefer Madness contingent out there come through. Sky doesn't fall. Little kids aren't grabbing fresh bud off of their neighbor's plants and chewing them down. Those things aren't going to happen, and so it's natural that this mostly safe and wonderful plant gets more and more accepted.
The conservatives still seem a little worried about some of that.
There's been a lot of really ridiculous commentary on this coming from the far right that I think just makes it apparent how anachronistic and regressive, unfortunately, some of these attitudes still are.
No kidding. So, Kirk, there's also still going to be trafficking charges and the criminal enforcement of laws as well, right?
I think so. I mean, I think there's probably going to be a natural trend away from that, but to the extent that there's, continued unlawful conduct, it's clear that the Cannabis Act is criminal justice legislation. It invokes the federal government's criminal law power in order to regulate. If it didn't, there might have been some interesting, jurisdictional arguments that could be made. Maybe there still are as this thing goes forward. But very, very, very clear that unfortunately that some people will continue to be criminalized for cannabis-related offenses, and that's why we got to keep fighting to just change that at a government level, but also to find ways to make it easy to encourage the transition into legality for anybody that wants to engage in cannabis-related activities. If the regulatory pathway is accessible to most Canadians that want to participate, then that's what they should be doing.
Absolutely. And also about medical marijuana, it does sort of address a little bit of that, and also includes things like health products and cosmetics that might be regulated as well.
It does, and asks for a bit of feedback on that. It looks like, for things that are essentially non-psychotropic, there'll be pretty easy pathways to market. There's a lessening of restrictions on hemp production and sale of hemp product and hemp flower for processing purposes. There's a whole little bit on sort of veterinary applications of cannabis-based medicines and products for pets. So it's pretty fascinating. With respect to medical, they're going to keep a separate medical system. In fact, they're going to be removing storage limits from personal and designated producers entirely. Unfortunately, the 150 gram maximum possession limit for medical consumers is going to remain in place. But it seems like the right to at least produce for yourself and to access it medically that way is going to be intact for a good long time.
Kirk, are there any red flags or problematic elements, things that you think might be impossible to enforce, or just things that stand out to you on that level?
Well, I mean, with the Cannabis Act, we've talked about that before, so I'll leave that kind of stuff aside. With the consultation document that just came out, my biggest caution, I guess, is that it's a consultation document. The devil's going to be in the details. So the most important thing that can happen between now and January 20th is that Canadians need to have their say. I do think the government listens to that, and I think the more people chime in with the same kind of concern
That's right. So by the 20th of January, and I think you can, there's an online questionnaire, or you can provide a written submission.
That's right. And if you just follow me on Twitter, Kirk Tousaw, I put the links up, and I'll continue to sort of steer people in the right direction.
Beautiful, Kirk. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today about it, and we'll definitely check in with you soon to see what you think when they actually release the nuts and bolts of the whole thing.
Can't wait.
All right, Kirk. Thanks a lot. Talk soon.
Thanks, Jeremy. Have a great day.
Cheers.
Tousaw. Hello. Living the life with his family. His fam jam.
Off. Microphone off.
My
So you
God.
couldn't hear anything I was saying. It wasn't. I didn't
Say it
much.
again.
I was saying.
again.
I was saying Kirk
do it.
Tousaw. He's an awesome guy. Pretty much.
Should have heard me say
Yeah.
Tousaw Law.
Tousaw. That's right. Yeah. And Kirk. Yeah. He is insightful. Has a lot of stuff. Follow his Twitter account at Kirk Tousaw. And. Yeah, so I'm actually pretty thrilled about what he said. And for the guys in the house here who didn't really hear a lot of it, there's a lot of positive things in there. We're talking about allowing the possibility of craft growers. Now, of course, it does, like Kirk does mention, that it all depends on what comes out in the actual regulations. Is it going to be something where you have to go through like canopy growth to do it? Because yeah, canopy growth did. There's an article that came out.
It says that a micro producer would, in theory, have to sell their gear to a micro processor who sells their gear to a licensed producer.
Right.
I think.
It does use that language.
Could you be
yes.
a microprocessor / producer?
Well, and that's what's not set in stone is who they're going to give these licenses to. Although they do say they're not going to put a limit on how many they give out. So that's a good sign.
Line up,
That is
everyone.
good.
Yeah.
And
And
be the gold rush, but green.
to shed some more light on the subject, I do have another
It's gonna be a
video
clusterfuck.
here. Yeah, it probably will be. Well, and
But hey,
and
it opens it up.
Everything else
Quality
that
will
they've
go
done,
up. Prices will go down.
Yeah.
The quality will get like super high because everyone only wants the best. If it's not the best, there's the next guy's gonna come with that.
This is definitely the best thing that we've heard from the Liberals the entire time.
I want a license to sell clones and seeds. That's what
Yeah.
I want.
Well, theoretically, I mean, some of that.
Just wanna
It
grow and
seems
smoke
like
weed.
this opens things up a lot more. And what to me, it seems like once the cat is out of the bag and they start handing these licenses out to everybody, enforcing it is going to be impossible, anyways. So how
Well,
are they?
the six plant rule is going to go out the window, for one.
Right.
Yeah.
Police aren't really going to be too inclined to go looking for six
Right.
plants in a house, and
I think there's 6 plants in there.
yeah, I can't imagine
Right.
them doing anything if there's 12.
I know any of these arbitrary limits. I mean, it just doesn't make sense because how are they going to notice the difference unless somebody rats you out or something, or somehow they, there's some sort of domestic dispute and they're in your house anyways, or something along those lines. They couldn't really do the sniff test anymore because that's their old excuse. So they
Everyone's
can't say,
gonna
"Oh, I
smell
smell
like
marijuana."
yeah, we're gonna see a lot of that oppression go to the wayward side. The only thing is, they're gonna have to keep their prices below $8 a gram if they want to squash the black market scene.
Yeah.
If they keep their weed at $10 a gram, I mean, we've seen weed on the black market scene as low as, if it's not outdoor, we're talking like, quality gear as low as $1,200. So somebody could be selling weed on the black market at $6 a gram and make a killing. So I think they're gonna have to if they want to really like do something, they're gonna have to not just saturate the market, but they're gonna have to bring the cost or bring the prices down substantially.
Yeah. And some of these regulations that they're proposing in their document seem a little wacky to me. Like the pre-rolled joints can't have any more than a gram in them.
That's too much, man. You smoke more than that on one time? Fucked.
Makes no sense. Our king size joints, for instance, in our vending machine at Davie Street, those have 1.4 grams in them. So
insane,
those will be
brother.
illegal king size joints. And it's $12 out of the vending machine, tax included.
I think the stupidity that's gone behind some of these regulations
Carly Marley.
has actually played a little bit to our advantage, because the whole 1 meter rule was one of the first to get scrapped, because everyone and all the police forces realized it was ridiculous to enforce a rule where you only have
This
1
is for
meter,
home growing.
100 centimeters, 100 centimeter tall plants and home grows, because cops are going to be carrying around a meter stick to every house they go to, and talking to
They
people
have it
in
on their
this
belt, like
exactly
Part of the Billy Club will be 3
Right.
meters.
Talking
now.
to people who are
It's
in
like,
the
what's stopping a person from doing a scrog where they put one plant in a 200 or 300
They
gallon
said that
pot,
you weren't allowed to do scrogs.
and then well,
They said that you
even
weren't allowed to do
scrog.
scrogs. You weren't. Well, they didn't say use the word scrog, but they said that you weren't allowed
No
to use any
green.
device or sort of growing technique that
Manipulation.
forces it to grow out as
Really?
opposed to tall. Yeah. So everyone was like, "Oh, scrogs," and was like, "Nope, that's not allowed either." So it's interesting though, because in the
ridiculous.
states
So-
where I
so
talked
How do they
to some-
enforce
So
this?
they
So I
made
talked to
topping.
some-
They made topping your plants illegal.
they
I guess
topping.
so.
well, they got rid of that.
Prohibition on topping.
They got
think
rid
this
of
is the
that
top
regulation.
Dairy Queen's panicking.
Look at the side shoots.
What do you
on
mean
this.
they're
She
prohibition
was
on all
topped.
the pizza places are panicking? Everybody's in a panic that deals with toppings, and then
That's
it's
so
like
funny.
then it comes out. It's like no, we're talking about topping your plants.
Well, that was one of the first regulations to get scrapped because it's so ridiculous. And talking to some people in the States who
It was
do
the
have
only one
sim-
to get scrapped, actually.
Well, yeah, but I mean, now there's been some changes proposed, and
Well,
or
yeah.
it seems like it's a
Well-
little bit more open than we originally thought.
So I can grow like a 15-foot tall plant.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess in theory.
I don't know if they put
I
any
think there's
As
limit.
long as I
I
don't
don't think there's
exceed
a height
6 of them on my property,
Right. So, but I think though,
think
in the
so.
States,
they
when I
can be
talk
40.
to people,
They can be 40 feet around.
Cali style, yeah.
yeah.
Tree.
When I talk to
That's a
people in
giant
the
tree.
States,
Remo
they say
plants.
when it comes to the number of plants,
Yeah.
Sounds good
you-
to me, man.
You don't
That's
get
like
in
90
trouble
pounds.
generally with like cops just knocking on your door being like, "We heard you had 12 plants." They'll be there to bother you about something else that happens to be going
Smells
on,
like weed.
and then they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, now we're gonna get you in extra trouble. But I think because of putting in such a stupid rule, saying they can only be 100 centimeters tall, we're gonna be able to continue to go. That makes no sense. What, you're gonna have cops going and knocking on people's doors and counting how many plants they have when there's indoor, outdoor grows, and there's how many people living
It's
per
not
house.
enforceable.
It's not enforceable.
I
And
wonder
I
if-
feel like
I
because
wonder if
we
you're
were
allowed
able
to
to get
root
that
ball.
one thing scrapped, it might actually play to our advantage.
Root ball.
Yeah, where
Root
you
ball.
where you take the bottom branches, and then you strip the foliage off of the tip of the bottom branch, and then you put a rooting hormone on there,
burn
and then
the
you
ground.
bury it in a secondary pot to create more root systems on one plant.
There you go.
Does that count as
Yeah,
that's
is that going to count as more plants, or is that just still one plant?
That's a good question.
You know,
One top.
Len
probably
Garris will
like,
be at
you
your
only have
door.
one top.
Yeah, 'cause-
Fire
'cause-
Chief Len Garris will show up. He'll be the weed
Not
patrol.
the fire inspector,
guy's
but
got
the
40
chief.
he'll have a green
root systems attached to his plant.
a green fire hat. That would be so awesome.
A green fire.
For sure. Yeah, Len Garris and the green team from Surrey.
Well,
and they'll ship
the
him out
bomb that
across.
sprays water.
Yes. The fire hose, yeah, it sprays Doritos.
Get out the Dorito hose.
It's hard to say what they're
These
gonna
guys
they
are
could
acting
just do
up.
like more enforcement too. They could decide like we're just going to enforce things now. We need enforcement for plant size, plant count,
Yeah,
people's
that's-
houses.
Yeah.
It's possible.
That's why
because
Trudeau's
lots of these
given
people-
$274 million to the cops.
Yeah, they don't want to give up their budgets.
So
is
it's
the
so that
thing.
they
They're
can
just like,
buy.
"Fuck that, we
It's
need
so
our
that they can
budgets."
buy a whole bunch of blood test kits and new breathalyzers and a whole
Weed
bunch
fucking
of
roadside tests.
I thought it was Bill Blair's going to drive around in a
Roadside
Lamborghini. Yeah, Bill Blair's getting Lamborghinis for all the cops.
Yeah.
so they can fly high.
They have to have really fancy cars. They have to compete with the drug dealers.
you're off duty.
Yeah.
But the drug dealers that have a fancy car, I don't hear them running from the cops very often. The cops know they're driving the Lambo, obviously.
Well, that's because the cops know that there's no point in chasing them. You drive a car that fast, you don't
he's
really
already got
have
his
to worry. Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you, unless they get your license plate, like you're gonna be able to get away pretty easily, depending on what kind of car the cops are driving, of course, and where you are.
Yeah.
I know
Just pretty
Italy.
fast
Italy
cars.
has some pretty boss.
Oh, they need
cop
it, yeah,
cars,
because the
don't they?
Autobahn's there.
They drive like
Italy, no,
Chargers
that's
here.
Yeah, the
Chargers.
Chargers
Yeah.
Chargers in Vancouver are pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Ottawa cop cars remind me of like everybody's first car they get when they're in high school. They're like
Ontario has,
really
the
shitty
Crown
sedan
Vics
things.
and the other car now,
A Charger's a fast car. The
Chargers are
the
fast
Challenger
cars.
is the fastest car now. I think the new one that came out is the fastest car around.
Isn't it made
That's a
something else?
Challenger though. That's not a Charger. Challenger's the good one. Remember that. Okay, let's play this video. This is
What
the
is it?
health minister explaining Ottawa's proposed pot regulations. And this one's just like 7 minutes long, but she kind of gives you the lowdown on what they're saying. And this one, it's pretty good.
Is it in the fashion of green eggs and ham?
That would be so dope if she did it in the fashion of the Dr. Seuss Green Eggs and Ham.
Would be.
Yeah, she should.
We should get Dana to take
that.
what she's done and then redo it.
Green buds and hash. Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's see if we have this here. Where is she? That's
Load it
not
up.
her. That's not her. There she is. Okay. So this is on,
Looks high.
I believe
She
this
does.
is
She
the
looks
CBC.
stoned.
She does look high. She's been doing a lot of field research.
She's like, I
In
just
the
hit a
field.
water bong out back. It's very therapeutic.
I think she's,
I'm
yeah.
really concerned about how much it made me cough, though. You know, we should really look into that. I think we need a 50-year study.
I think she was bringing up that the parchment paper might, get the rosin, seep into the rosin.
Yeah.
This is going to be their biggest deal, I think.
That's going to be.
Well,
Yeah.
they didn't address concentrates, did they?
No, they didn't address concentrates. But I think what
No,
Kirk was saying is that there is room for that stuff where they are. I mean, I think they did address oils.
They used
and
the
other-
word shatter.
and they did use the word shatter. That's right.
I'm pretty sure they addressed.
Shatter. What the fuck?
Yeah, they did address concentrates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so let's watch. We'll check this one out and be back on the other side. Where is it?
Jeanette Pettipat.
Oh, ads. Oh, we get ads first.
Oh, nice.
That's the best.
Oh, it's an ad for BC.
He's running.
It's another pure gray morning.
It's for a mini or something. All the car commercials are like dramatic. Yeah, they're all
Guy's wood chop.
very dramatic car commercials these days. They're like little mini movies. You don't know what they mean.
It's like, is this Mission Impossible 5?
Stay
Ad
regular.
1 of 2. It says we have another ad coming up.
Oh, I bet you it's for soap.
No.
Soap.
Yeah.
Soap ad.
I'm glad there's no
Fucking
volume
soap
though.
calder.
Is there volume?
No, this is a car ad.
Oh, there is. We just can't hear it in here.
Cascade.
Okay.
Cascade. Taylor, thanks for joining
Oh,
us
here it
today.
is.
Let's
All right.
start right in on this. You've opened the door to what are called micro grows. Those are like micro breweries, right? Explain that.
Yes. Well, we've heard from Canadians, I guess, that they wanted to ensure that if they wanted to enter the market, they were scared that only big corporations or medium-sized businesses could enter the market. So we really want to make sure that we can allow Canadians, if they so choose, to make application for a license to produce. It doesn't matter what size it's going to be of the industry. If they choose that they want to make the application through Health Canada, they absolutely can. So we want to open the door to micro producers or large industry, whatever the choice is. But what is clear is that we want to make sure that Canadians recognize that we are not going to be limiting access to licenses. If people choose to apply for a license, Health Canada will be going through the appropriate screening process, and then from there we'll make the assessment to see if they're eligible to provide the service.
Now, part of these regulations, when it comes to these I keep thinking microbrewery, micro growers, micro producers. When it comes to them, there's going to be a lot of paperwork involved in this. Will that just be an obstacle that will be too hard for them to overcome?
As health minister, you have to recognize that the health and safety of Canadians is absolutely my paramount concern. And when it comes to providing licenses to producers or possible producers, we certainly can't circumvent the system. We have to make sure that the proper assessments are done. But once again, we truly are open to ensuring that if small industries want to get involved in the micro-producing part of it, they absolutely will have the opportunity to do so, and their application will be treated as any other.
Now, how serious is your government about allowing non-violent, low-risk criminals access the market and potentially obtain production?
Well, as I've indicated today, Canadians, we know that there's probably 500,000 Canadians in Canada that have a criminal record for perhaps minor offenses, let's say a possession charge. The only question that we're asking during the consultation process, and we're asking this question, no decision has been made, should we allow them to enter the market or should they be excluded completely? That's a conversation. That's really what we want to hear from Canadians with respect to that. If we look at the examples that are based in Washington and Colorado, they've chosen to allow people to enter the market. But I guess I have to make it very clear, these are individuals if they have minor offenses only. And again, no decision has been made with respect to our approach to this, and this is very much a Canadian approach in putting this legislation in place. But we certainly feel that it's appropriate to have that conversation and to ask Canadians and to ask provinces and territories and Indigenous communities, what do they think about this?
Can you explain what a minor offense would entail then?
It could mean a minor possession charge of cannabis. It could, what it's not, if you have any affiliation with organized crime or if you've been charged with money laundering and things like that, those certainly aren't considered minor offenses at all. So we're really looking at non-criminal offense, non-violent offenses. And as I said, it could be a charge like a simple possession charge, for example. Those are the types of offenses that we're talking about.
What about rules of packaging? What are you looking for when it comes to that?
What we're looking at is very much a strict regulatory process when it comes to packaging. Someone asked me today, so you're not with respect to plain packaging. I guess my answer to that is that plain packaging doesn't mean putting it in a brown paper bag. We want to make sure that Canadians, or when producers are going to be able to put their product in a package, that they'll be allowed to provide information on the package, like what is the THC content in the product that you're purchasing, because we feel it's very important for Canadians to know what they're consuming so they can make an informed decision on the product that they're purchasing. We are also indicating that we want it to be clear, it's a proposal or a recommendation, that health warnings will also be put on the package as well. And also we're going to have strict, or we're recommending strict conditions with respect to the color of the package. And we also want to make sure that the process that they're going to use is not going to be enticing to kids. So those are the types of things that we're really looking at. We really want to make sure that it's strict, but also we want to make sure that Canadians will have some information regarding what exactly they're consuming.
For producers, how will they be able to show this is my product then?
With respect to producers or companies, we're considering allowing them to have a logo, but the logo again has to be very specific to the criteria. So again, with respect to characters, cartoon characters, all of that stuff would not be approved. And also even with respect to the color of the packaging is things that again we're putting strict,
what
considering.
Type of coloring? Just like black and white or?
And again, no decision has really been made with respect to that. We're still in the consultation process, but we really want to make sure that it's not something that's flashy that kids are going to be attracted to, for example. So we want it to be, again, very subdued and that it won't be attracting, kids' attention. The other thing as well that's really important is to make sure that it's going to be safe packaging as well. We want to make sure that kids aren't going to be able to just easily open it. And also we want to make sure that it's tamper resistant as well, so people will know if the package has been opened or not when they purchase it. So those are the types of things that we're looking at. We're really looking at the public health approach in all this.
Right.
And we want to make sure that we provide Canadians with the proper information regarding the product that they're considering consuming. And we want to make sure that they have that basic information so that they can make an informed decision.
Will cannabis retail stores be able to stock the product prior to the legalization date in July?
Well, what ends up happening right now, we're working towards today, the consultation that was launched was with respect to the regulatory process. So as I like to explain it, I guess in layman's term, we certainly have to make sure that we get royal assent before that we can flick the switch. But for that switch to be turned on in July 2018, we have to make sure that the regulatory requirements are met. So that's why that we're working through the regulatory requirements. And then from there, come July 2018, we would be able to start, or provinces and territories would be able to start the legal sale of cannabis.
So they would, sorry, I just wasn't sure what you meant there when it comes to stocking the shelves. Will they be able to stock before it's legalized?
Again, with respect to when they're actually going to be able to turn that switch, I'm not exactly sure of the specific details of that, but we are certainly making sure that the supply will be there so that they'll be able to start the sales.
Is there any concern about supply?
No, I think that provinces and territories are doing the work that needs to be done with respect to that. And also, if specific provinces or territories don't have a retail process in place, then from there, the Canadians would be able to purchase cannabis from an online system that is federally regulated.
And just finally, this is a consultation phase. So if you come back from the consultations and they're saying, hold on a second, we don't want this, this, and this, will you throw that part of it
We
out?
are absolutely in a consultation mode. No, there's been no pre-decision that's been made here at all. We really, truly want to hear from Canadians, and also we want to hear from provinces and territories, and also our Indigenous leaders and communities. It's really, really important for us to hear from everyone. Through the entire process when it comes to the cannabis legislation, I have to say, for the past 2 years, we've really been in a consultation mode with respect to all this. We really want to make sure that we hear from Canadians, that we hear from experts, so that we can make a well-informed decision with respect to the choices that we're making. And that's really what it's all about. There's no difference with respect to this consultation period.
Health Minister Jeanette Petitpas-Taylor, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
All right, we're back. Oh yeah,
Oh, those are.
Kylie's got
yeah.
coconut bars.
my
Oh, we got a
goodness.
full setup here. Oh, there's multiple flavors of bars.
These are the ones that we ordered for the office.
Okay, these are the ones we ordered. Oh, we have sweet lemon crunch bars.
What?
Damn.
Those sound-
And
Danger
a variety
zone.
pack. Bam.
Danger zone.
And the coconut. These are the ones I ordered for myself because they're so damn good.
What the
I
fuck
want to
are
eat
they?
one of them every day.
But they're good for you.
They're not infused. These are not cannabis. These are just like health stuff, but they're really, really delicious. And if people want to buy these, Kylie, where do they go?
They can come see me at Cannabis.
Come see Kylie at Cannabis Culture.
You can order some for y'all.
Yeah, that's really the best. That's what we can
Dope.
offer. If they're from another country, though, or elsewhere, another province.
All of but every ingredient that's in it
Yes.
was literally made and produced, named like within their faculty. Like they started every single ingredient from
Oh,
start to finish.
wow. Oh, so it's all natural, all organic.
As well, yeah.
Coconut, almond, nutty
it
dark
up, man.
chocolate raspberry. What kind do you want?
There's an option.
That
Wow.
lemon crunch sounds insane.
I
The coconut's really good.
don't know. I heard something about like chocolate raspberry.
There's one in there,
To
chocolate
me,
raspberry.
that's like
Top notch. You should test them out.
Sounds like a winner.
Around like all the time, so let me know.
Okay, yeah, I will. I have that. Wait, I might even have it in my pocket. Let's just see here. Doing business here and there. No, I don't. But I'll do it after.
How do I
Dab,
know?
dab,
which
dab,
switch?
dab.
Awesome.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Will it say on the outside? It does.
What do you got? Oh yeah, we have
For
this.
chocolate raspberry. Or
Can't do any of the chocolate. What are these things?
They got
So
other
it's
things.
interesting. We're like interview now. We're gonna review
Yes.
Jared's food choices for those.
They're
for
quite
the week.
delicious, actually. I gotta say, I had some the other day. If you like granola bars, man,
Let's see.
these coconut almond ones are just unbelievably good.
Never big on the coconut, man. Everyone's
Me
all
neither.
coconut.
You don't like coconut? Oh,
I
coconut's
love the health
bomb.
The
benefits
water,
of
the
coconut.
fucking
So
pulp,
good.
none of that
Al's,
shit. I'm not into
Al's
it.
loving it.
No,
I was loving it.
I'm not a
But
coconut.
he has like a deep
person.
chocolate, like.
No,
Whoa, that one.
I got a chocolate raspberry.
No chocolate raspberry. How is
Whoa.
it? How's it taste? Like raspberry?
And chocolate.
Tastes good.
There you go. What you know? What else tastes good?
Citron.
I don't know who owns this company or anything, but Sky Extracts. Do you guys know anything about Sky
No, I don't.
Extracts?
No.
Just came in. I saw them recently.
This is from Cannabis Culture on Beatty. This is Calio, and it is delicious.
Whenever I see Calio, I always pick it up because it's
It's
not
my favorite.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carly. That's nice. Yeah, Calio is really my favorite,
Should go to
and
Calio.
and it's kind of.
Calio.
I would love to go. The Calio strain is like an '80s strain, isn't it? What does anybody know about?
80s or early 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, just that
orangey
Super
type
orange.
citrusy taste. Someone found the pheno and was like, yeah.
Somebody went crazy with it because the Calio is like an orange. It's like it smells when you go into the grow room like fresh burst oranges. Like they just.
Oh yeah, they do big greenhouses of it, like in Cali and stuff, and it's just like oranges. They say like being at an orange juice factory or something.
This?
Yeah, you have like 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Oh lordy. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So I got some Calio here.
Okay, it's okay.
Oh, that wasn't bad.
It was good for you too, bro. So that's good.
I don't know about that, but let's see.
Says good.
What's in here?
It just says on the box, "This is good for you." She's like, "This is good for you." It's coconut.
This one doesn't seem too
Mmm. Yum.
I don't know what
They are
inulin
supposed to be
is.
healthy.
Weird what Kylie said. They
Here's
make all
the
their
Calio.
stuff. They grow all their stuff and then make the food out of it.
But this one has palm kernel oil.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good,
what I'm
no?
saying.
What?
No,
No.
No.
it's not the best.
I gotta cut back on my palm corn oil.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
I mean, it
that's
depends.
half a cookie's
if they're-
diet.
If they're actually like getting them and growing it from themselves, then that's completely different. But
Sourcing is what I remember
palm kernel,
hearing.
yeah, exactly. Palm kernel oil and palm oil is like palm tree oil. It's like one of the. It's pretty brutal the way they like go through the rainforest, and so it's actually
Chocolate
in a,
itself.
It's in a lot.
Unless it's fair trade chocolate.
Yeah.
Usually it's
See the dark
slave
chocolate.
trade
See,
chocolate.
well, and it's usually in processed foods
most-
you find
Alright.
it. So
It
you
is.
find it in things like Cool
Yeah, it's like a-
American cheese, like the really heavily processed things. So it's
I should have read
it's
this
really
before
not
I ate
good
it.
for you, and it's
Uh-oh.
not good for the environment.
Uh-oh, why? What's in it?
Well,
Regrets.
it's
I
like
don't
the dark chocolate is maltitol, main ingredient. I mean maltitol. Come on, that's not very good for you.
So
Doesn't even
C-Ray...
sound good.
Maltitol, palm kernel oil.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The first ingredient in this one
Delicious.
is soy nuggets.
Soy nuggets.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
Soy nuggets, like
As long
what?
as they're nuggets.
Not the fingers.
There's glycerin
Soy
in here.
McNuggets.
Yeah,
Glycerin.
modified palm
Yeah, they
kernel
use bliss.
oil.
They use
So
glycerin.
C-Ray in the chat says Jared the Calio is from 1977 from a guy named Eric.
Eric
Did you
the
smoke
orange.
it? How was it?
Orange Eric.
That's not right.
Uh,
77.
Shut
Eric.
off in the bed cam.
77.
Cali, we were hoping.
77, yep. C-Ray, they're a good... Oh, C-Ray says they're a good palm oils. See, C-Ray's
There
really
are good
educating us here.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
We don't really know what we're
No,
talking
C-Ray knows
about
nutrition.
for the most part.
We just like to diss a lot of stuff and
Yeah.
then talk about it
Uh-oh.
after.
Well,
This
you know
one's
what
got
the thing
palm
is,
kernel oil in
I
it.
I work
It's
really
out.
hard to
Yeah.
do my best to use products that are environmentally friendly, like not just in terms of like, you know, in terms of their sourcing, what
They
their
use
effect
modified
are.
that
palm
iPad?
kernel oil too.
Well, I mean, this is
Like those cigarettes that you smoke? Those real environmentally friendly.
coming from the person who eats at McDonald's twice a week. But I
don't eat
do.
at
I make an effort.
I eat
I
at
make an
McDonald's
effort.
twice a week.
If
That's
I
not
could,
even true. It's
If-
3 times a week.
if I could afford one of those cell phones where it doesn't
Please
have
do.
any of the environmental impact, then I would totally buy one. But you know, I put an effort in, and if I hear that a product could be potentially damaging, a lot of the time it's easier to just avoid it.
Oh.
We're not following.
Nah,
Yeah.
too soon,
right.
Jer. Too soon.
So funny. Yes, well, I agree with whatever you said. Oh, and we have more videos to play, actually.
What?
What?
What do you think this
Movie
is?
time, man.
We have
Cross-legged
a
on the
video of
floor.
Pot
Pot
Joey's.
TV and show.
Pot Hypocrisy with Jody Emery.
Jody.
Yeah. So, this is an article. So the article's on 680 News, but the video is from City News. And it says the so-called Princess of Pot says she finds it offensive that former high-profile figures in law enforcement are now poised to cash in on pot legalization. So she's
Well,
taking
yeah, it's
offense to all the
fucked.
cops being basically everybody in positions
First
of
in
power.
line.
Yeah, totally first.
They're
in
like, oh,
line.
yeah, we'll take care of
First,
this.
second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth in line. They are basically make up the whole
Yep.
entire core. If they're not a former liberal, like Chuck Rafisi and he being the
If they're not a
Chief financial-
former liberal, they're a current asshole.
yeah, or a former police officer. Yeah, which is probably the same thing for the most part. Oh, that
Smoke
was nice.
signals.
Smoke signals. So let's listen to Jody.
Smoke weed
City
every day.
News.
The so-called.
This one's only a
Princess
couple
of
minutes
Pot. Like,
long.
no, that's what she's called.
The so-called. Yes, she is so-called. Okay, here we go.
Automate your whole home. Temperature, TVs, music,
Automate
lighting,
your
and
whole
beyond.
home.
With Brentview Electronics, the latest in home automation is yours. Custom installed
Wow.
and at the best
Here, I'm going to mute that for a second for all of you guys. It's really loud. That's okay. It's better than being quiet, which you usually said the other way sometimes. Oh, for 20 years.
Well, she fucking dip.
These doctors.
I think it's time.
Erectile dysfunction. Oh my lord, these are the ads they play now.
What's a fucking far drive to get a bed?
Wait, what is this?
Pain-free vasectomy.
What?
Yeah.
It's a really long drive for a bed.
I didn't know they were painful.
Those fucking Hudson Bay beds are nice, though. You know.
Part of your genitals cuts usually feels really good.
I know it's inside your body. Snap!
A homophobic priest trying to draft legislation for gay marriage. It's a position that they've never held before. They're not respectable on that issue. I find it very offensive that law enforcement and politicians who put us in handcuffs and in jail and gave us records are now cashing in on the very thing that they call us criminals for doing before.
Marijuana activist Jody Emery has spent her adult life fighting for the legalization of marijuana. She and other nonviolent activists with no alleged ties to organized crime have been busted and charged by police. Now, right here on Queen Street West, there have been several raids at illegal dispensaries in recent months. And now the very people who have cracked down on pot pioneers, throwing some of them in jail, are positioning themselves to cash in on the lucrative marijuana market.
They're simply finding a way to continue to get paid from pot after, getting paid by the taxpayers to enforce these laws.
Two of the more high-profile cops who are publicly preparing to take their piece of the pot pie are former OPP Commissioner Julian Fantino and former RCMP Deputy Commissioner Raf Sukar. They're now both at the helm of the medicinal marijuana company Alifa in Vaughan. Alifa is not a dispensary. The company says it connects patients with medically authorized cannabis and other health services at locations across the GTA.
We're very concerned about what this means. For instance, what do you do with a young child who is found in possession of marijuana? And what do you do with people who are driving and smoking up? I mean, all of these things are very critical public safety issues.
In October 2015, Fantino tweeted, "I am completely opposed to the legalization of marijuana." Today, Ontario's Attorney General, who's played a key role in our province's marijuana rollout, refused to weigh in.
I'm not going to comment on somebody getting involved, whether a former chief of police or a parliamentarian in the business, as long as it's within what's allowed by the law federally or provincially here in Ontario. I think you have to ask them how they feel morally because they had the views before and obviously they've changed their minds.
We reached out to Fantino today, though we were told he was busy with appointments. However, Fantino has been quoted as saying he's had a change of heart when it comes to medicinal marijuana after speaking with veterans suffering from PTSD.
I think that they've seen the dollar signs, because if they really saw the light, it would mean they would acknowledge that marijuana prohibition has been one of the greatest civil liberties violations in this country.
Jody Emery wouldn't be allowed to work in a legal marijuana marketplace in Canada because she has outstanding charges for running an illegal dispensary. She's calling on the feds to drop all marijuana-related charges in our country. Currently, there's only a consultation going, which is looking into dropping people who have been charged with small-scale possession or small-scale grow-ops. I'm Adrian Gabriel for City News.
Yo.
Yeah, man.
Light it up. Yeah, Jody's awesome. She's been getting a lot of press lately, doing a lot of media stuff. They love her. It's great. She represents us quite well.
I like how she started that off.
Was that? No, Mike, I think it's on. Hopefully.
Hello, people. Can you hear
him?
Is anybody out there?
You're good.
Hello.
You're good, man.
Nice. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I was looking at the chat over here. Hi, chatters. I think we're here.
Reading the chat.
So before
Chad.
Mr. Al the Alchemist has to leave, I wanted him to just drop the bomb one more time over
All
there.
right, thanks, bro. Daz Dillinger, Mac Sean 100. in town December 21st for the Kickdown at Fortune Sound Club. We're looking for a few more sponsors, and if you wish to be involved in this, we would love to have you aboard. We're looking to create a philanthropic core of individuals that can start doing event-based endeavors for donation. Yeah, basically.
cool.
So hit me up at
Yeah.
classinsession666 on Instagram or classinsession666@gmail.com if you're interested in any form of sponsorship. Tickets will be available through Fortune Sound. We'll be posting links and making an official poster announcement and stuff. Also 75 VIP artist meet and greet passes available with really kick-ass cannabis swag bag and a catered event from 7:30 to 9 at Cannabis Culture before the show.
That's fantastic. December 21st.
got
Daz and
it.
friends. That's right. It's going to be fun.
All right.
Al the Alchemist. Thanks,
Hope
brother.
to see you guys there, and thanks
you,
for
man.
having me.
Big
Be
time.
well.
We got to have you on
Love
the
you
show
guys.
more often.
Take care, brother. Be
We'll
well.
see you soon. You can watch Al every Wednesday here on Pod TV. Of course, that show's been on for as long as this show, just about. Jesus, between the two of those shows, we must have done. Yeah, 600 shows between both of our. I'm pretty sure you guys must be around 300 episodes by now. You think so? I guess so. Oh, Jesus. Has it really? Maybe I haven't counted the episodes recently.
Yep. It's been going 8 years, man.
It started
Wow.
2 years after I moved to BC. I guess. Well, that means this show's been going for 8 years too. Wow. I guess I better count the shows. I will, maybe somebody out there in the chat will count how many shows we've done. There's ways to find out by
You
going to just go
wish.
to Pod TV and look at the history of them, all the pages. I just haven't done that for, I guess, evidently 4 years or something.
Well, you celebrated your 100th show.
Yeah, we did celebrate our 100th show, but that must have been a long time ago now.
And then you can just go back to that one
Yeah,
and
we
go
just-
forward.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. That's actually
Like,
the
we
smart-
got,
Mr. Cookie
100.
Genius, this guy. What's up? Uh-oh. What's going on? What are you whispering about?
We're like talking.
Oh, the
Just
parking?
doing the show right here.
Well, you don't have to whisper. You can just
It's
say,
like,
"Do the parking."
There's change in my purse and my little
Oh, okay.
silver wallet. If you could put some change
Okay.
in Jared's car, it's on Hamilton.
Yes.
On your way out
If any of the
to
if any of the chatters are
the chatters were saying that they want Tasha to say hi, so maybe on your way out you should be like,
Tasha, you got to come and say, oh.
come in. Yeah, you come in. They want to see you.
Oh, here, let's see. We can see through the window.
She's
Cookie's
scared.
head's in the way though.
Sorry, guys.
There she is. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Lots of stars around here.
Can watch the camera right now, but Tasha did come and say hi to you guys if you want.
There you go.
There you go. That's what you get.
Thanks, bossless. See, she does run the whole show, even the parking.
The parking.
She is the boss.
Boss.
Yeah, it's probably raining.
And it's getting close to the end of showtime here. I think we played all the videos I have.
You didn't mention anything about Black Friday?
Didn't even mention the words
Black Hash Friday.
Black Hash Friday.
We don't really do Black Friday.
No, I guess not. We need Green Friday.
Well, it should have been Green Friday then.
Green Friday.
Could have been all about the green and green deals. Door
Christmas, though.
crashers.
This is see, good segue into the Christmas.
We do have credit cards on our website.
Whoop, whoop.
So you can shop online.
And debit.
And debit. That's very exciting.
So yes, you can go and use your card on cannabisculturehq.com. Once again, we were out of commission for a while. We could still take EMTs and other forms of payment, but
Which most of the time only worked from Canada. It was very rare that banks actually worked with Canadian banks.
we got screwed on banking.
Yeah, the banks really don't like anyone who's affiliated in any way with dispensaries. I think at least if they can see it on the scale that we've been doing.
They don't like that we're selling bongs and we're called cannabis. And
They're like cannabis culture? Bongs? No.
none of the payment processors.
Substance that's way more dangerous and pretend selling tobacco to people.
I know.
It's so backwards, but we got it all figured
It's gonna
out,
change.
which means I get to go through and make all of our gift categories, so it'll make holiday shopping really easy. We're gonna add all sorts of exciting products on.
Is your mic on?
Oh no! Wah, wah.
She said a lot of good stuff.
There you go. Well, they can hear you through mine, but
Yeah.
it's just quiet.
Well, so yeah, we're gonna be adding a lot of really awesome and exciting things to CannabisCultureHQ.com, where you can buy them with your credit cards, including some Canna Gems, which we'll be showing off probably on Monday. We'll be showing them off. We'll also be showing them off for sure on Friday.
Canna Gems.
Canna Gems.
You gotta. I forgot to get all the.
She pulled their Instagram up.
Yeah, the Canna Gems are really beautiful
They're very
jewelry
beautiful
that have
pieces.
cannabis leaves incorporated and other things. High-end stuff, really nice stuff. Karina and Brittany, their project. And I think you can go to just Instagram.com/CannaGems and check them out. That's probably the best thing to do. And you can order them, I believe, straight from them. And you will also be able to order them from Cannabis Culture's website in like a couple days. So look for those. We'll be sharing that around. They're just really gorgeous. Carly also has something else that's gorgeous here.
This is going to be going on the website very soon as well.
Kush Queen's 2018 calendar. Look at that cover. Damn. And you happen to be in a lot of this calendar.
I had the pleasure of helping out with a few of the shots. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We're trying not to show off too many because you guys have to buy the calendar if you want to see all of the wonderful pictures, but we can show a couple.
Oh, you can't show them all off?
No, we're
That's
not gonna
like
show
having it
them
wrapped in plastic.
Oh, damn.
off. So here's one of them that I'm in.
Hoo-wee. Oh, my lordy. Wow.
It was so much fun. The cars and bikes and everything, they were
Ashley
so
as well.
beautiful. And Ashley paints faces. You may know her as. She comes on Pop TV from time to time, Kush Queen's show.
Yeah.
Very talented makeup artist. And then this is another one.
Uh-oh.
I'm too short.
Is that...
That's me and Cushy.
Woo. Damn.
So if you want your own copy of that,
Where do you get them?
we're going to be putting them online soon at CannabisCultureHQ.com.
Oh, they're gonna be
You
on
can
there.
also get them right now at 2137 Commercial Drive down at the BC, the Pain Management Society.
Yeah.
But we're also going to be getting them soon at HQ as well. So, yeah.
There you go. Lots of goodies for Christmas. And that will be up very, very soon.
I'm going to have a busy weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Mr. Cookie, what about you? What are you doing for Christmas?
Christmas?
Christmas.
Think I'm going to do Ontario.
Still
Buy some
Christmas
gifts.
shopping time.
Oh, yeah, it's Black Saturday. Or it's Black Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's you don't do any Christmas until after Black Friday? Is that how it works? I thought it was
Yeah.
until just after Halloween.
No, it just like stress me out. I like to shop early, so I just feel like it's stressful that other people are talking about Christmas and I am not prepared because normally I'm like already done my shopping when people even think about Christmas. I'm holiday obsessed. Any excuse to like.
I went to Canadian Tire
joyous.
last week, or about just the day after Halloween, basically a couple days after Halloween, and it was the first day that they had put out the Christmas supplies.
Nice.
And it was late at night, and there was nobody in there, and the aisles were completely full of this brand new Christmas stuff. And the way they separated at Canadian Tire is by color. So they have like the silver aisle.
Oh, yeah,
they have
love
the
it.
red aisle, the blue aisle, and it looked insane. Like it just looked creepy and weird and crazy. And so, bless you. I took video of it actually. Maybe I should I'll play it on the show. Wow, that's like
It's a world record here.
Wow.
I French inhaled and it
That was
just.
like a fiver. Yeah.
Pardon me. Sorry, guys.
A quintuple sneeze. There you go. What is this we're smoking?
Sneeze weed.
Sneeze weed.
I think
Sneezy
I think
Kush.
it's some green crack.
Nice. It's delicious.
I always French inhale, so those like terpenes that tend to tickle your nose, I feel it a lot more. Or sometimes really, really ruzzy weed. I'll smoke and I just because I'm so used to French inhaling all the time. When it's like really dank, sticky, crystally weed, then I'll just end up getting a resi nose from just inhaling through my nose. I don't know. I feel like my hits are smoother when I French inhale.
What do you think of this Calio? Cookie, did you try it?
No, I did not.
Would you like to?
I would not.
You
I'm
would
not a big.
not?
I'm only on the non-solvent list stuff.
Oh, this is a BHO extraction with a 72-hour oven purge.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Why? Why?
Well,
Tell us of your weed snobbery.
Oh, okay. Well, ever since the beginning of BHO, it's always made me worry that some of the companies out there, not all of them, some of them are maybe blasting not the best quality flowers.
Yeah.
So if the flower is like top quality, top shelf, I figure there's not really anything you should do with that. You should just smoke those flowers because they're beautiful and that's perfect.
Right.
You know, if you had like some smaller buds and stuff, maybe it wasn't as nice looking. You can make hash and different things with it. I can't see so many people running these high-end flowers all the time. You know, without like a lab test on the flowers, a lab test on the shatter for whatever might be in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see a lot of flowers out there in the marketplace and they're not up to par. So, and then I know most of those flowers are just getting made into shatter and different things like that. So,
I gotcha. So, don't have a lot of faith.
Don't have a lot of faith, yeah.
So, where do we find good stuff?
There is good companies out there. I don't really know any off the top of my head, like, you know what I mean? That I can like honestly say like, oh, these are all the best companies here.
Yeah.
You just have to like
gotta find them for yourself.
Gotta find them for yourself.
Well, this tastes pretty. I gotta say, it tastes pretty delicious, and it's definitely Calio. I don't know if it's good quality or not, but it's delicious and it tastes like oranges, and it's not the fake oranges. You can really tell it's the Calio.
See, that's good too.
Yeah, but it is pretty heavy though, and who knows? It looks nice, but you know, I wonder, does it? So, do you think they're running stuff that like has pesticides in it, or it has?
Yeah, pesticides, mold, powdery mildew. All of it.
Yeah.
Anything
They
that you're
can't
gonna
sell to
notice.
the dispensaries.
Yeah, anything that you're gonna notice, like with your eye or through like the microscope or something, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that has that. We're not.
And you'd
gonna
be able to
smoke
see it in the shatter. You wouldn't.
No,
be able to,
you wouldn't be able to see it in
No.
the shatter. I don't think.
Does it matter if that stuff's in it?
Some people say it doesn't. Some people say it does, but it's like, you know, I guess we eat moldy cheese, but that's a little different.
Well, and it depends too, on like in
Shit.
terms of the process, how well are they doing everything? Maybe if there's a little bit of mildew and then they purge the hell out of the product afterwards, that gets rid of any issues. Like, what's the science behind that? Does anybody actually like know that? Once you isolate just pretty much the THC, does it get rid of all
Yeah,
the
it's a
other
tricky one because
shit?
it is a
It's kinda
concentrate.
weird.
So I always said like you're gonna concentrate the good and the bad. So if
That's
there's any
fair.
bad, you're still concentrating, and it's not like, oh, the good overpowers it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, CO2 extraction, like critical CO2 extraction machines, are supposed to be one of the cleanest end products. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't researched those too much and smoked so much of that stuff. I smoked a bit of it, kind of tasted all the same.
Max S in the chat says, "I love vaping moldy cheese."
Of course he does.
Yeah.
I like smoking joints of OG
I love the
cheese.
My
Yeah.
friends like
How many
overseas and stuff like
Calios?
that hate the cheese because it's like our purple kush or something here where everyone.
C-Ray says, "How many Calios
really?
out of 10
That's
would
so
it be?" I'd say, as far as extract Calio goes, I don't even think I've ever had Calio as an extract ever that was orange like this.
I've never.
It's the best one I've ever had.
We tried one that was from the High Times Cup, and it tasted really,
was
really
Tangy.
good.
Oh, that was a Tangy, yeah.
We didn't really
Tangy.
taste
Which
it,
is
but it was
Calio derivative of,
Right.
but
Yeah.
It's still not the same.
It
as
wasn't actually
Calio
labeled,
is
though.
my favorite strain, and when you get a real bud of Calio, it is unbelievable.
It
It
is
looks
the
like
next level.
oranges as well as tastes like oranges, and when you break it open, it tastes like it's like orange peels, right?
Even
in your
this one, it
nose.
smells kind of like the what is it?
Oh,
Orange.
It's orange, but it's like this deeper. It's almost like a cushier in there with the orange. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not just
It
orange.
smells.
It's like
It tastes
orange
sweeter
pine.
than that.
Yeah, and
It reminds me of that stuff that you use to do the furniture polish.
yeah, it is. It does have
The
that.
orange pine saw.
Yeah.
the orange one, yeah, orange oil.
And it
Yeah,
really
the
does.
orange oil,
But
yeah,
man,
yeah.
those buds are unmistakable, and when you walk into the grow room and somebody's growing Calio, it's just like bam.
Yeah, I used to
Hits
love
you
that weed
so
all
hard.
the time back
Yeah.
in the day, smoking it back.
Yeah, I
Coming
had it
from Cali, who knows, but
early. It was in the 90s, probably around 95 that I was selling that stuff.
slinging the Calio.
Slanging Calio in Nanaimo.
I was smoking it up in
Harewood.
Muskoka.
I was 2.
Bracebridge, Muskoka, we're smoking the Calio.
Nice. Yeah.
And that's when
It
you
was
can
good
only
stuff.
get like a few kinds of weed. Sometimes the weed had a name. Most of the time it was just the weed.
The weed. Yeah, you didn't have a lot of, when I was in Nanaimo, there wasn't a lot of selection. It was like one at a time bags. You'd have like whatever they had on the list next, and you had a selection of growers, but there wasn't, a huge, it wasn't like now where at a dispensary you have like 50, 60 strains lined up next to each other. And you can
I'm overwhelmed sometimes with all the strains.
Yeah.
I'm just like, shit, it's too many.
Well, it's interesting though because I feel like it's pushing the black market to up their game a little. Because then I went home last. I went to my usual guy, and he's usually, got the sativa, or an indica, or maybe they would have one of the few. And when I went home last time, he's like, "All right, I've got these few sativas, this hybrid, and I've got these couple indicas right now, and this is my AAAs. This is what this is." So he actually was
the backpack and.
Well, no, he did. We just like talked about it before he came and brought it all over, and I was like, "I'll get a mixed bag, a little bit of everything, please." But yeah, so I feel like even the black market guys are upping their game because they're not going to be able to compete if somebody knows that they can have the option of saying, "I don't want that one. What else do you have?" And they don't have that option with the dealer, they're going to go to the place where they can say, "No, thanks." Because if you only have that one strain and the guy's already coming through, if you waited 2 hours for him to show up at your place, you're not going to be like, "No, not good enough. I'm not going to smoke any weed today."
I'm waiting for the new strain.
There's no real option there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but
when you've got the
thank goodness
dispensaries,
it's the way it is now, and it's not going to go back, hopefully.
No.
But it sucks that in Ontario and these other places they want these government monopolies on actually selling it, because I like the dispensary level. I want to have dispensaries all over the place.
what's crazy though is that Canada, it's so Canadian of us. Canada loves monopolies, and I think a lot of people don't realize it a lot of the time though, but the Canadian government loves to do this. I mean, look at our cell phone companies. We have 3 companies, and then every other company that you'll hear of is just like a derivative
Look at
of that.
donut companies.
Well,
I want to go to Duffin's.
Well, when my dad became a licensed DJ, when they was, all the guys started playing party shows regularly and stuff, they decided that they needed to regulate it, since this was before all the, the internet downloading stuff started happening, so they needed to figure out the copyright sides of it. So they put a license. They only gave 5 licenses in all of Canada when they first released them. So this is like they love monopolies. This is how they always do things, and it's fucked up. And we need to change that. And I hopefully the people of the cannabis community can help curb it the other way.
This is the best news though that I've heard about
Yeah.
cannabis in a long time in this country. Since what we thought was good when Trudeau got elected, maybe they will open it up. Maybe it will be a lot better than everybody was thinking, because it's not going to be just an LP dominated landscape anymore.
Well,
that's what we can hope.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is the pressure.
At least that's what it says in the proposal.
So we need to
not-
continue
Says and
pushing
does
it.
two different
Not in-
things.
exactly.
but-
Not in stone yet. But it's actually, I think it's cause to celebrate that the Liberals are actually even talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't think they had it in them.
I thought they were just going to be like, fuck that, let's do it our way. We'll make all our friends rich, and that's it.
Yep. So very delighted to see that they're changing their tune. They've heard us speaking. They've heard, the message from
I heard they watch your
Canadians.
show all the time.
I know Bill Blair watches the show. Hi, Bill. You want a dab? Come on down.
It's Calio.
Yeah.
Your
I'm
fave,
sure
Billy.
Trudeau watches the show.
Do you think?
JT, yeah, he's
sure.
he's in his private jet. He's like, shit,
He's like,
fucking
throw Pod TV
the
on.
Pod TV news live.
While he's smoking a fatty.
Yeah, I'm sure he watches Carly's show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so he can hear me
Because I think he likes to smoke
fondly
for fruit.
remember when I bitched him out that one time.
He was all
at
about the
art
apple
store.
bomb.
Right, he remembers you from the art store down on the corner when you, And what about...
And then I walked
He recognized
away,
you
flipped
then.
my hair, and then that's when all the guys in the pop lock came forward and all started booing. So I walked away, and then everyone was just like boo as he walked behind
he knew
me.
you then. He was like, "Is that Carly? Oh man!" And he was like trying to
You're,
duck away,
trying to duck
hide.
away. You're like,
Yeah.
Justin, you.
Yeah. He's like, "Don't even talk to me." He came down because he's a big fan and he just wanted to go unnoticed, but he forgot his mustache and glasses combo back at the hotel.
It fell off.
Yeah. That's why I was going to the art store to try to find.
He was just
Grab
gonna
some
draw it on
paint.
with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Sharpie paint.
Yeah. Nice dab. Which is that, the Calio?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I like it. See, the
I
thing
kinda
is,
wanna go buy
even if it
another
had mold in it and shit, it gets me high, tastes delicious. I don't know the fucking difference.
Well, and it's a hard battle, right? I'm just that guy that's like, oh, I can't do it. I need the solventless stuff.
Yeah.
That's my gig.
Yeah.
But I know people that are like super sick and stuff like that, and they smoke like the shittiest weed all the time and lots of it, and it hasn't affected their health.
Mhm.
And I honestly don't know if they had better weed, if their health would be better or
Well,
not.
maybe that's why they're
but-
sick. Yeah.
Well-
no, it's.
I
But-
feel like the benefits of cannabis cancel out a lot of the like negative stuff you could get. But anytime I go to get extracts, I'm always going to say, what's the terpiest stuff you have? And do you have a terpy sativa? And that's pretty much what I'm going to be going
This stuff's
off of.
super terps,
So
off the charts.
Terp school.
that's my MO.
Yup. All right, well,
Folks.
you know what? It's 6 p.m. on the dial here in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. That's usually when we wrap this little fandango up.
Is it usually when
So
we
is
wrap
there-
it up? Because it
Yeah.
seems like about 2 hours earlier than we usually wrap it up.
No.
Is there
On
a Black
average.
Is there a Black Friday sale on the website or no?
No Black Friday sale,
Okay.
but there will be Christmas deals, a whole Christmas
Cyber
thing.
Monday.
Cyber Monday.
These are big
Monday.
things, guys.
It
we should
is
have,
a
we should have a
thing.
cookie sale.
We could
A cookie
auction me
sale.
off, do
Yeah.
housework around people's houses.
One
That's not a bad
date
idea.
with cookie. One
date with
special
cookie?
Friday night.
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad
Be
idea.
insane.
Now available on CannabisCultureHQ.com.
A date with cookie.
Yeah, put it up
We
there.
could do it like The Bachelor.
$1.
And you could, like,
Cartoon.
you could hand them, instead of handing them a rose, you could hand them a cookie.
Yeah! Oh my gosh. Next show on Pod TV.
Or a joint.
A date with Mr. Cookie. That's not bad.
And well, instead of like The Bachelor, we can
I
just
think
call
the
it
ladies would be
the
lining up
cookie.
in the chat. Right?
Well, I saw in the chat
They're
some of the ladies.
lining
I
up.
think I don't know.
Ladies
I
or
s-
gentlemen, whatever.
I saw somebody suggesting
They
that
pay, I
you
go.
guys should do a calendar. They're hoping
Yeah,
next
cookies-
year's calendar
cookies
will be,
easy.
will be you and Craig will do a calendar next
Me,
year.
Craig, and Cookie on our motorcycles and like.
Yeah, that's what they said.
With their helmets on.
Some car waxing.
Yeah.
We
Definitely.
can wax Jared's car.
I can
Yes.
take the pictures.
There you go.
Exactly. I'm
All
down.
right.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, it's
That's
fine.
the next one. All right, Pod TV. That was fun. Good show today. But yeah, I mean, shit, I'm pretty excited about that. We're gonna have Kirk back on the show as soon as possible.
Kirko.
Once the regulations are actually in play and we can see what they say. But there's still time to go. Make sure you go and chime in. Tell the government what you think before January 20th. Send them all kinds of crap. You can do it on our website at pot.tv. If you go to the show notes for today's show, there's the first link, I believe, is the one that goes there. So go check it out. Go send them some stuff. Have your say. Bam. Thanks, Mr. Cookie.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys. Have
Yeah.
a great week.
Always good having you on. And thanks, Carly Marley.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks, Boss Lissa. Woo, for doing everything. And thanks for watching Pod TV. Tune in all week long. You can see this one on Monday.
Oh, we have a fun show on Monday. Tune in.
Yeah. What's going on Monday?
We have a bunch of fun guests coming on. We've got, oh my gosh, I can't. It was Coco, something in Coco. It's the necklaces. You guys probably have seen them. The THC molecule necklaces.
Oh, yeah.
So she's coming on. We have the guys from, I think it's called the High Clothing, THC Clothing. They're coming on too.
Cool.
Probably gonna have on the girl who runs Too High Cosmetics, which is all weed-friendly makeup. So we're also going to be having Landon, also known as Julius, on to be
Yeah.
talking about his upcoming art show,
Oh, yeah.
which is going to be happening here at CCHQ. And there's going to be lots of really cool artists contributing. So I'm excited to have him come down as well. So it's going to be a fun show. And we're going to be talking about some of this stuff because there's a couple of things that have come forward in this that are relevant to what we've been talking on our show about.
What
so.
about Boss Lissa? What are you doing? You want to go get in the hot seat? Oh, yeah. Boss Lissa's got to plug her show. Yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow morning?
Oh, Mr.
Pressure's
Cookie,
on.
You can still
Just gonna
sit there.
beside.
Yeah.
Hello. Nice, this works.
What's up, Boss Lissa?
Hi.
Hiya.
What am I wearing? Oh, I'm wearing a piece that Courtney wrapped.
Nice.
I just lazerite.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Very nice.
Way back in the day, she was just starting to get really like prolific.
She's really
with it.
pro at that.
And I was like, whoa, it's
that's
perfect.
dope. Courtney made it.
Courtney made it.
Instagram.com/Courtney made it.
Boom.
I think,
And
or I
then
don't
you
know.
can get it.
Is it? Just type use the
Sure.
search.
I think it's Courtney made it.
Yeah.
Instagram and
Yes,
stuff.
all one word.
There you go.
So, boss, what's up for the weekend?
Good question.
Got a show tomorrow?
I think Vicky's coming on tomorrow.
Oh,
I just got
nice.
a confirmation like 2 seconds ago. She's been
Dope.
away for, I don't know, a month or something.
Oh, I want to
Yeah.
stop by tomorrow now.
So she's going to stop by. Hopefully, Tara said she wanted to come, and Vanessa from the Kitsilano location, because they haven't been on yet, and they always watch at Kids every week, actually. It's pretty cute.
Oh, that's
Shout out
Very
to
cool.
Greg for watching every week.
Oh.
Nice.
It's cute. And yeah, we're just going to get stoned. I
As
think
usual.
Miles sometime, this hasn't been confirmed, but you're hearing it first. Miles was thinking of doing, well, not thinking, we're going to be doing a fundraiser for the Movember movement on Thursday, which is the last day of the month. So it's going to be, Miles has met this lady who already is doing like miles for, you know, dollars kind of thing, if that makes sense. You know,
Cool.
it was kind of a fundraiser. Yeah.
That's like
Do it
a
now.
little bit of a confusing statement.
Huh.
I'm not sure I.
They call that prostitution.
People give you money every mile you run or whatever it is.
Oh.
A bike version.
Like
A marathon.
Yeah.
Kind of.
A fundraiser.
We're going to be doing, I haven't talked to you guys about this, but we're going to be doing a live broadcast on Thursday from inside of a gym. And
Nice.
they're going to be, I have not confirmed
So we're hanging out on
any
Thursday.
but Miles will at least be biking.
Miles gonna be biking.
Yeah, on a little
That's
exercise
cool.
bike and see how many miles.
Is he gonna do a dab
That's
dab
awesome.
exercise? Is it gonna be a
Oh
a
yeah,
terp
we'll be stoned.
That's
for sure.
Because cannabis is a great pre-workout,
right?
And during work
Yeah.
for that keeping going.
Pre,
It's
during,
true.
and after.
Yeah, I haven't like volunteered my lungs to this yet, or my body.
wait
I
a second.
thought you were getting paid for your body.
Yeah. Everybody's volunteering their bodies for this one. Yeah.
Oh, Miles is getting paid for.
This has gone awry.
Hilarious.
So we'll confirm that tomorrow.
Tune
On the
in.
show.
Tune in high noon tomorrow. That's high
Tomorrow,
noon
yeah.
PT.
Me and Miles.
Pacific time. We're out here in Vancouver,
He's
so
not around.
you can see through the fishbowl. I'm really high, man. I've been like super high for most of the show, actually. I'm
You
like,
think it was from that dab?
I might maybe yeah from all those dabs. Yeah, it was from the squish dab probably.
That's what I mean, yeah,
yeah,
third of a gram.
yeah. Pretty nice. All right, now we're leaving. Bye, Pod TV. Love ya. We'll see you next Friday
And Monday and Saturday.
and Monday and Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Bye, guys in the hot seat. Drug Pete.